Unraveling these mysteries. Stay a while and share your thoughts. Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company. Unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E. Unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E. Mrs. E. Mrs. E.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Mr. E Crimecast. I am Mr. E. I am joined this morning by Mrs. E and, of course, Aunt E, our guest. Good morning to you, Aunt E. Thanks for hopping on here with a kind of short notice with us.
Oh, no problem.
Did we mess up your plans for the day?
Not really. I've just got some people here doing some things, and it's a little noisy, but it's not too bad. I went to the family room and shut the doors, so I'm good.
All right. Good deal. Well, we weren't planning on going live this morning. Of course, the news that broke today kind of changed that. So we wanted to get into this and discuss it because this may be some of the biggest news we've had in the case in quite a while. But before we get into all that, I want to thank our mods and everyone for being here. I see Hey Jude, Dreaming of Blue Skies and Sandy Beaches, a couple of our wonderful mods. We appreciate that. And already a super sticker from Elizabeth Meyer. Thank you for doing that. We really do appreciate the support that way. And that's wonderful of you to do. Wow, we've already got over 200 here, and we just got on here. We don't usually do daytime, very rare for us. So we might be getting some of our European friends that usually have to catch us on the replay, maybe. And so that's kind of nice to be able to do. But this was this kind of news is something we wanted to get into right away. And plus, doing a live tonight really isn't feasible because Seth is planning on doing a live tonight. We don't want to go at the same time as Seth for sure. And this of course is huge and important. This is almost time sensitive in many ways. But before we get into all of that, I just want to point out a few of you that are here. And there was one comment in particular.
Well,
Hey Jude, thank you for gifting the membership. I appreciate that. I saw some discussion in the chat that some people are having trouble gifting memberships and receiving them. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe a YouTube problem, or I'm just not sure, but sorry that anyone's having trouble with that.
Well, I wanted to also recognize some of our other mods. Lana's here, Graham's here, and of course, Lady Tit for Tat.
Oh, great. So we got several of the mods.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you doing that with us. Hope we're not catching you too off guard, but we appreciate the help. And I wanted to highlight
some guests from the UK today too, because of our timing. So that's great.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful.
They always ask us. We've got folks in Belgium and stuff like that are always saying, "Oh, I wish you guys could go earlier at a different time," because we're right in the middle when they're sleeping usually. But I wanted to point out this one. Dispatch Crystal says my Marine is home from Japan until after Christmas, so I'm behind on my YouTube. We haven't seen my son in a year. Just thought that was wonderful for you, and congratulations on having your son home. What a gift that is. So that's awesome.
Also, let's see, we did receive a super sticker because I love those. Let's see, where did it go? From Misty Moon. I'm gonna see what it is real quick. I have to look at the other computer for that. Oh, it's her 10th super sticker, or is it a super chat? You guys, I'm not good at this stuff.
This was a super sticker,
and it's a lemon dancing. I'm sure everybody else can see it. But thank you so much. That's so cute. I appreciate that.
And
that's very kind, and we appreciate everything you guys.
And Ashley, I think you are right. I have a feeling it's going to be a busy day for YouTube.
Yes, and also Seth is going live at 8 p.m. tonight on his channel. We'll share it on our community page a little bit later today.
Is he Eastern or Central 8 p.m.?
Central time. I'm sorry.
Central time 8 p.m. Okay, great. So yeah, we don't know what that's about tonight, other than they alluded to a guest this evening. So I don't know what the topic is. Maybe about Sebastian's birthday, something along those lines. Probably some maybe stories or answering questions. The guest, I'm just not sure. So that part of it, we'll just have to wait and see.
Also, welcome into our members as well and our subscribers.
Yes.
I already saw Misty Moon, Roller Girl. I'm seeing some names I don't normally see, so that's great.
Lots of
Hope
UK
Float.
visitors.
Yes, that's
We have a lot of-
wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. See,
Purple World's here. Hi, Purple World.
Ebony and Karen Best, Roller Girl, BMW Coupe, Cherokee 1971, Nicole Goforth. Yeah, so we were thinking about doing a live tomorrow. I'm not sure if we're going to do that or not, so I'm glad we're going to be able to do it today.
Right.
Weekends are always a little tough with kids and all that kind of stuff, so I wasn't sure if we'd be doing that tomorrow or not. But so yeah, Graham's asking here what broke today. So do you want to go ahead and
I can pull that up? Yeah, for sure. And sorry if we missed you guys. The chat's going pretty fast, so we will try to do our best to acknowledge everybody. Oh, another Realm Spirit Whispers Candle Shop, Lucy, Cheryl Jones, and also I forgot to mention, if you did receive a gifted membership from Hey Jude, make sure to give her a big thank you. That's very sweet of you, Hey Jude. We appreciate it. Yeah. And let's see.
Cat Ritter says, I finally made a live. Hello, everyone. Yeah, we are seeing a few names that I don't typically see, because we do usually go like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, something like that. So
there's Judy C and Kim G. I'm just excited.
Lots of names we don't normally see, for sure.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a little bit more alert during the day. So
yeah, we're fresh off the coffee, know. The phrase I keep thinking this morning, any of this is kind of weird, like, we're talking about a missing person case, and we don't know what happened to Sebastian. So there's always this sort of kind of sadness around that anytime we're discussing it. But there are also some up and downs with the whole case. And today's one of the good days in the case. And so, we try to be happy warriors and try to appreciate the good moments in this. And today's a good day. So this is some very interesting and I think
very
relevant, and might actually be the break in the case. So if you were here with us, our last live, we discussed this green hoodie person. If you've been following YouTube for the last week, you're very familiar with this story. There was some footage outside of Texas Roadhouse that was acquired. And it shows a few individuals, but the one that seemed the most of interest was this person in a green hoodie that was parked beside Sebastian and Katie's car, specifically on Katie's driver's side of her car. She was on like the front row of the restaurant. And in that video, it did appear that there was a exchange from what we could see. And we have not seen the full footage. We haven't seen everything they have. All we've seen is essentially the portion where they walk to the car, this brief encounter with Hoodie and Katie, and then Hoodie walking past, like towards the restaurant, and doing this kind of wave back to the car. I don't know if we talked about the wave or not when we did our live.
I don't think
it's
we
so
did.
fast. It's so fast. It's hard to tell.
It's kind of like a little hand comes out like this, and that's part of the reason you can't make out a lot of the letters on the hoodie. That we could only see that U, what we think is a U, unless most of that was obscured by that arm. It was either a wave or I don't know, maybe a
acknowledgement,
something. Anyway, that's what we saw. So, but we know they're looking at more, and so that green hoodie person's been the talk of the week. Whether or not people think it's valid or important, critical to the case, we didn't know. Yeah, real. Whether or not we were gaslighting people with this story, even, and I don't blame people at all for being skeptical of something that you haven't been able to see. I would be skeptical of something I have not been able to see either. I would have put it in, when we do the fact or fiction stuff sometimes. If I were on the outside of of our channel, I would have put it in the maybe pile. Like many of you have. I don't blame people for that at all. So anyway, but we can verify for ourselves because we've seen it with our own eyes that Green Hoodie does exist, and that some type of exchange happens. It's either it looked like there was some kind of object, perhaps, to us, and it might have been a little wave. The Green Hoodie person's hand comes forward, like their right arm, and then it looks like Katie might hand something or receive something. It was hard for us to tell with what we saw. So we were like, well, maybe this was just a person that happened to get out of the car at the same time as Katie was coming by, and they kind of were in each other's way. Maybe they just knew each other from some other instance. It was just a friendly greeting, or maybe it was something else. We didn't know. We have no idea. We don't know the context of, because we don't know the identity of the hoodie. The hoodie actually obscures much of the face in the shot that we saw.
Right. It is a small person, though. Can we say that?
Yes, someone I think well below 6 feet tall.
Yeah,
I think we could safely say. I would guess 5'8", 5'9", or shorter even. Right? I think.
I would think so.
Hard to say.
It's hard. It's so hard because of the angle and everything.
Yeah, that's just our guess. And
I think they look about the same height as her. Maybe a tad taller. Maybe.
I don't know. I'd have to look at it again.
But anyway, so that's
a shorter person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and again, whether or not it's male or female, we don't know. I think, does the flyer call it a male?
Well, let's pull up the flyer and just let you read it, and we'll go from there. How's that sound?
This morning, this was released on At Night's X account, and I'm sure plenty of other places. I think I first saw it on Facebook, maybe. I'm gonna have to blow this up to read it myself.
Well, I'm gonna blow it up for you. Do you?
I might just pull this up on my phone to read.
You might ought to, because it's too hard to. It's so small. Yeah. We did retweet it on our X account, so if you want to see it, check it out there as well.
Oh man.
Want me to help you?
I should be able to find it here. Sorry, I guess I'm not seeing it.
Yes, Heather, the reward did go higher. It did.
If you are following
it's $225,155.
Do you want me to send it to you on your phone?
I just pulled it up on X here, so I'm just zooming in. So
I think that's an odd number.
It is.
So we've got
an odd number.
What I'm gonna do, I think I'm just gonna read, in case any of you are just driving and listening, or you're not watching by video. I'm gonna read it, and then we'll go back down and kind of break down the relevant information, because there's a lot in here. So top to bottom, missing teen, a review of surveillance footage of Sebastian Rogers from February 25th, 2024 in Hendersonville, Tennessee suggests he may be in danger. Reward is now $225,155 offered. And then in big bold, it has the name Sebastian Rogers. Information sought by Dog the Bounty Hunter. Sebastian, 15, has medical conditions, including autism. Last seen February 25th, 2024. Then has the number 844-922-3236. Then below that, it has these 3 pictures of Sebastian. The middle one, I'm not sure I've ever seen that one before, with the turtle. Have you guys seen that one before?
I think so.
Okay. The
turtle? Where?
The yellow.
It's in the background with the orange shirt.
Oh yeah, we've seen that one.
Yeah. Okay. I don't remember that one.
I think it's been on the poster before.
It's been on for a while. Last time they added the shooting range one, and before that they added the flamingo.
Is that right? Okay. Okay. Well, then it says below the pictures, "Have you seen me?" And then it has some details on Sebastian, his date of birth, that has skin tone, all those kind of relevant details, that he's 5'5", 120 pounds. His hair is blonde or brown. I would kind of lean more toward brown at this point, what I've seen, but it might just depend on time of year and things like that too.
I think a lot of that's often called dishwater blonde. It's like it's like a muddy dark blonde, but it looks like in the summer it lightens up and in the winter it darkens up.
That's probably right. His eyes are brown or hazel. Of course, he is male, and that he's a high school student. Let's see, anything else of interest. Remain on the lookout. Tennessee, United States, nearby Canadian border points of entry, including Oregon, Washington, and New York. We still don't know what the significance of New York, but they keep mentioning that there's something up there that they're looking at. Campgrounds, state parks, and rest stops. So I guess they are considering he could be getting transported across the country and maybe even out of the country. So those are all, if you're at any of those locations, of course, be on heightened alert. You just never know. You might see him getting out of a vehicle, going to a restroom at a rest stop, and anything like that is possible if they're, especially now, if somebody's scared and they're thinking they need to get him on the move, this might be a time to be extra alert. So he was last seen at the Texas Roadhouse with his mother. National Amber Alert was issued February 26, 2024. And then we have the text. So the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers has captivated the attention of law enforcement authorities who have conducted an extensive investigation into his whereabouts. On August 26, 2024, the FBI offered a $50,000 reward for information leading to Sebastian Rogers' safe return and conviction of those responsible for his disappearance. On September 3rd, At Night joined the search and announced a $50,000 reward for Sebastian's safe return and his abductor's conviction. Credible leads in Oregon and New York led to an increased reward to $225,155. Initial reports indicated his safe return on February 25th. However, At Night maintains that he did not return. If he did, Green Hoodie and or accomplices were likely present, as evidenced by video footage capturing two individuals in Mrs. Proudfoot's neighborhood that evening. I missed that the first time I read it. Okay. New information suggests Sebastian felt uneasy on February 25th. Analysis of enhanced 16 times slow motion footage indicates Sebastian may have been kidnapped by at least two perpetrators who targeted Mrs. Proudfoot outside Texas Roadhouse. Surveillance footage and corroborating evidence support this, suggesting his final sighting was on February 25th, 2024 at a Texas Roadhouse in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Sebastian and Katie Lynn Proudfoot, Mrs. Proudfoot, arrived, and a dark-colored vehicle followed them. While inside, Mrs. Proudfoot took at least two photographs of Sebastian, who was seated across from her. While at the restaurant, Sebastian went to the restroom for 4 to 5 minutes, and Mrs. Proudfoot, or maybe I misread that, 4 to 5 minutes, and Mrs. Proudfoot is seen texting with an unknown person. She asked for the check and continued texting the individual. When the two stood up, the hooded person exited the vehicle and the driver repositioned it behind Mrs. Proudfoot's car. She and Sebastian exited the restaurant, and Green Hoodie tried to get Mrs. Proudfoot's attention from her car door. The subject was angled away from the camera, but a physical interaction and transaction appears to have occurred. Mrs. Proudfoot handed Green Hoodie an object, and then Green Hoodie handed her an unidentified item before disappearing from the camera. After the interaction, Green Hoodie journeyed on foot toward Texas Roadhouse. No footage shows their exit or any subsequent actions, so their whereabouts are unknown. Furthermore, the dark-colored vehicle followed Mrs. Proudfoot. Green Hoodie and their accomplice might have been in Sebastian's neighborhood immediately following the interaction at the restaurant. Mrs. Proudfoot has refused to discuss the matter and suggests that Dog the Bounty Hunter and private investigators should ask the police those questions, emphasizing any communication to myself or my husband should go through law enforcement. Contact them, not us. However, there's no evidence that Mrs. Proudfoot met with Green Hoodie or their accomplice after leaving the restaurant. At Night is re-examining the timeline of February 25th, 2024 to understand Sebastian's final confirmed interactions and the identities of everyone involved. At Night is working independently from state and local officials. We urge the public to report any information that could help clarify Sebastian's final hours at the Texas Roadhouse and lead to his whereabouts to contact authorities. Dog the Bounty Hunters team is also involved, collaborating with confidential sources to pursue leads. They remain optimistic that these developments could bring them closer to finding Sebastian. If you have any information, please contact Dog the Bounty Hunter by calling 833-TELL-DOG, 833-835-5364, or you could email mostwanted@manhunts.one, or calling and or texting 844-922-3236. For information about the reward, visit oneworldmedia.com.co/news. And then below that, we have 5 more pictures of Sebastian, the flamingo, that olive shirt, looks like a school photo, the range, and the one in the jacket with kind of the winter coat. So, yeah, I guess I didn't pick up on some of this the first time I read it. So that's what we've got. So, of course, the reward increasing is always great. The bigger the reward, the more attention the story gets. We're almost at $250,000 now. That's a life-changing amount of money.
Before you get too far into it, I was going to recognize some stuff that went on while you were talking.
Sure.
Grandma Chachi became a new member, well, a new old member, renewed her membership. Lady Tip for Tat gifted 5 memberships. Thank you both so much. That's very sweet. If you received a membership from Lady Tip for Tat, please give her a virtual hug. And let her know thank you. Also, Grandma Chachi also gifted a membership. Thank you so much. And Hey Jude rejoined as a member. Thank you guys so much. Nina Drew gave us the cutest super sticker. It's a smiley face with sunglasses. So thank you so much. And then Red Mama gave us a super sticker as well. But this I wanted to show you. I think it was her first one.
Is that right?
I know. I just feel so honored when people do that for us for their first time. So yes, it was right there. And it says critical hit. It's so cute.
Yeah. I mean, this is so much information. And thank you. We do, of course, appreciate the support. It's humbling that all of you are here with us and that you choose to study this case with us. And we appreciate the support that way. We don't take that for granted at all. And you got something?
Yes. Amber Brenner says, have you seen the new video Clutch Them Pearls put out about an email they received from someone at Beach High School? Yes, I have.
Yes, I've seen his, and then I've seen a couple of people kind of break down the meaning of that. So that's
and thank you so much for the $5. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we don't have that source. I don't know who his source is, but I don't doubt Justin's information at all. He's proven himself time and again on his sources. So I absolutely believe that email to be authentic, and at least that one person's opinion of the situation. So yeah, if you haven't seen that, which live did he do that on? Was that last night?
Couple nights ago, I think.
I want to think it was maybe it was either the right after hours or the next night.
He was discussing Nina's video when he started talking about it. And he has on a pink shirt, but I cannot remember which stream it was.
I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Canadian Cookie saying if you've been following Justin for a while, Justin doesn't put it out unless it's a authentic source. So Justin wouldn't put that out if it wasn't true. So
Real Me Too says 2 nights ago, and welcome in Real Me Too.
Yeah. So that was really it just gives us more kind of backstory on the everything leading up to the disappearance, and at least that teacher's perception of what was happening with the family, so now this morning we have all of this too, and this is a lot to go through.
Well, one of the things I find so odd is the amount. What's up with 225, 155? You would think it would be rounded off.
I have seen a couple of theories in some comment sections.
Well, let's ask our chat and see if they have any theories.
Let's not put anything in the chat though.
Oh, okay.
Like any specific details.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But there definitely are theories that it's a message.
Yeah. But let's be careful not to.
Somebody said Justin did not put this out. Wait a minute. It was somebody. It was. Hang on, just a second. This one.
Yes, please don't put anything Specific.
Yeah,
I'll have to delete it, guys.
Yeah, mods, if you see any
Any specifics?
doxing information, go ahead and just remove that for us. It's nothing personal. We just don't want to,
No,
do that.
absolutely not.
This is the one I'm not quite sure what she means.
I'm not sure. I don't know what
I
that's
don't
referring
either.
to.
I don't either.
Well, I watched it with my own eyes, and so did you. That Justin was talking about the
Yes.
email. This is something completely different than what's on the screen.
We're talking about some different things here, I believe.
We're jumping around. So.
Yeah, we are. So what this was put out by, the flyers put out by at night this morning. What someone was asking in the chat was, I guess Justin from Clutch Them Pearls had received an email from a teacher at some point in the past, and I think he's had it for a while, right? Like he received it in the first few.
I'm not sure when he
he's been on the story a long time, so he's got a lot of local sources that he's developed over the last year, and he brought out one of the emails that he had received from a teacher at the school. I
think Karen has a theory on the numbers.
Significant numbers to those involved. When you know, you know.
Exactly.
That's what I think. Seems like that's likely what we're pointing at there. Well, let's start here. Before we get into this at all, obviously this is all going to raise a lot of questions. It's going to look bad for some individuals. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. We don't know. There's a lot of possibilities from the information we have. There are possible explanations for different interactions and things that have occurred that could be innocent. There are some possibilities that might imply guilt from any number of these individuals that were there that night, or they might all be innocent of anything. We just have to kind of see these things, how this all plays out. Regardless, At Night thinks all of this is of interest, and they're going to want clarity and to try to talk to these people, find out who they are if they don't already know. But let's start with inside the restaurant and kind of work out to the parking lot. Kind of go. Well, I guess no. Actually, let's just do timeline. So what this says is that Katie and yes,
I don't understand. Aunt E, did you put that up there?
I didn't click on it. I must. If I did, I didn't mean to. I think maybe they're talking about the post that he had yesterday. On X, he did have some posts yesterday.
I mean, I'm happy to talk about anything Nick said. He just posts a lot, so I'm just not sure what you're referring to.
Yeah,
and
I have no idea.
Well, let's go through this. Then maybe we could look at Nick's stuff on At Night.
Yeah, we can do that.
And also, thank you, Mallycat, for gifting a membership. That was very sweet. We appreciate you. And I'll do the Crime Dogs video later. And as always, mysteries rule. If we get to 1,000 likes, then he'll let me show that
great
video.
So what we know from this is that on the night that Sebastian disappeared, Katie and Sebastian pull into this parking spot in front of the Roadhouse, right in front of the front door. They go inside, and then let me get the wording right, because I'm sure. Okay, so Sebastian and Katie Lynn Proudfoot arrived, and a dark-colored vehicle followed them. While inside, Mrs. Proudfoot took at least 2 photographs of Sebastian, who was seated across from her. So,
we lost Auntie.
Oh, we did.
Yeah. I Got Time today renewed their membership, because I think they were already a member. You want to wait for Aunt E to come back for a second? Let's just say hi to everybody. So many new people in here. Thank you. I Got Time. We appreciate it. I'm pretty sure you were already a member, though. Probably just renewed.
Well, thank you for that. I Got Time today. We appreciate it.
We appreciate all you guys so much. It's fun to do the daytime too, because like you said, we get to see so many different people.
We do appreciate it. It does help.
Auntie, where did you go?
It kicked me off. I was just sitting here, wasn't even touching the computer, and
I'm telling you, we're gonna have to find something else. StreamYard is extremely expensive, and it's just really been giving us a hard time lately. Oh, we got another one. Oh, Panda Bear's mom, 1971, Laura Cobb says, "Love this channel and you guys. You deliver true facts. Let's bring Sebastian home to his dad." Well, thank you so much. That is so sweet of you.
Thank you. And I'll tell you, in my mind, if this is playing out the way it's looking, it does give us a little more hope that he's out there.
Oh, I know. Gave me hope.
It kind of raises the chances in my mind. Because we don't know, but we're hopeful and we're praying that he can come home. And this kind of scenario lends to theories that could give you the idea that he could have been taken alive somewhere. And so that's what we're hopeful for.
Okay.
But anyway, he's inside the Roadhouse at their table, according to this, and they're sitting across from each other. It doesn't mention anyone else being at the table. So I know there's been a lot of speculation about that. If they have any information about that, they're not disclosing it now, but it appears he's directly across from her, and she takes at least 2 pictures of him. So to me, that is interesting, because why are those pictures not being circulated as the most recent photographs
Yeah.
of Sebastian?
Because I thought Costco was the one that was the most recent.
That
Yeah,
was the day before.
optimism.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the
And
day
that's-
before, wasn't it?
Well,
Wasn't that
that's-
on Saturday?
I think that's what was stated. I don't
Mhm.
know
What-
that for a fact.
Somebody might remember better than me, because you never know sometimes these details in the interviews, what's significant and what isn't. But I can't remember who said that.
Mhm.
I can't remember which interview that was disclosed. I know that's what we've always believed, was it that Costco was the latest. I just don't know if Seth told us that or Katie or where that came from. But apparently there was at least a couple of pictures taken on her phone. And I was trying to think of what reason you would have for not putting out the most recent picture that you would have of him. And, one I thought was, maybe law enforcement said, "Hey, we don't want you to put this picture out because it shows his latest shirt." And so maybe that sometimes law enforcement wants to hold back a detail or two. So maybe they didn't want the T-shirt out there for whatever reason. But you could crop it and just show his face, so you could have still put out the picture without showing the T-shirt. So I don't know. I don't know what other reason you would have for
And-
not putting out the most recent
And
and
this
what he
is a
was
good
wearing that night.
question. This is a good question about the optimism. H65 Picker says, "What gives you the idea that the hoodie guy means he's still alive? If she was talking to him, maybe it was for nefarious reasons for taking him out." And we don't know that, but maybe you can elaborate on why you think it's a positive.
To me, if there's multiple people involved in a child's disappearance, it makes it more likely that they would not be, it would not be them taking his life, but more like a,
Removing.
yes, abducting, taking to a new place. There's a lot of theories about why he might have needed to get out and needed to disappear for a while. Whatever those motives might have been. More people involved, it seems to me harder to get a big group of people on board with taking a life.
I'd like you
One individual, it's more likely to me, might take a life. A group, it would be more likely in my mind to be a conspiracy to make someone disappear but keep them alive. That's just,
I mean, and
Does that make sense?
you're well, that's your opinion. I'm sure other people have other opinions, but I
mean-
I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
that's why to me it seems the more people that are involved, I think the harder it is to get a big group of people on board with taking someone's life than maybe just saying, "Hey, we're taking him out of the country," or "We're taking him to some school to hide him," or even trafficking. I mean, there's a even if you have, there's a big line to cross to take a life. Even if you're kind of a bad person, even if you're an immoral person, that's a bridge to cross, that most of society is not willing,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Couple things. Honey Badger, go ahead and read that, and I'd like you to respond to that.
We have no idea who picked the pictures for the flyers. It's normal for a mama to take pictures of her and her baby while having a special day.
Right. I think what is upsetting about, or not upsetting, I don't know if upsetting is the right word. What's odd is that there were pictures taken the day before
maybe
hours before
Yeah,
he
you
went
want
missing.
you
So
want the most recent photograph out there to give you the best indication of what he looked like. And we were told by someone that that was the most recent at Costco the day before, and it's not.
correct.
So why were we lied to?
Correct. And
I mean, there's some reason. I
this
just don't know
And
what the reason is.
if those clothing were what he had on, that is also relevant to show the picture of the shirt that he had on. And that could be a key detail.
well, that's what he had on at Texas Roadhouse, not what the
Right.
description was of when he left.
Right.
And
So, I don't know, Beth, I'm going to tell you that we are going to cover that. Beth Huxley, we're going to tell you that we're going to cover
okay.
that later. But she keeps spamming the chat.
Okay, well,
We'll get to it. I don't know why you think that Nick put out different info yesterday.
I don't think that he put out anything completely different.
yeah, maybe.
He made some.
Well,
guess
we're
I'll
not
just-
going to jump. No, we're not going to jump ahead to that.
Yeah.
If Beth wants to hear us later on, she can.
We'll pull up his account and I'll go through his post from yesterday and we'll figure out what you're talking about.
We are going to address that. We'll look at it and we'll discuss it in a little bit. There's no reason to keep mentioning it.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. So anyway, that's the that was kind of some thoughts I'd had on this picture taking. And taking pictures of your child sitting at the restaurant. Maybe she does that all the time. Maybe she doesn't. There are people that take pictures all the time of their kids, and there are people that don't. Was that unusual for her? I don't know. He then, according to this, so that would be just pattern of behavior. If you're investigators, you would want to look through that phone and see, is she the kind of person that always takes pictures of her kids, or was this a special moment where it's unusual for her? Is it out of her normal pattern? Some people take tons of pictures constantly. Some people don't. If I'm an investigator, I want to know if that's her pattern of life or if that's unusual, because there might have been a reason for the pictures.
Thank you, Helen. Helen has been a member for 2 months. We appreciate you. And she says, love your channel.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that, Helen. And so then Sebastian at some point goes to the restroom. Looks like this may be near the end of dinner. And let's see. And then Katie is seen texting with an unknown person. She asked for the check, went back to texting. And then when the two stood up, the hooded person exited the vehicle. And the driver repositioned it behind Mrs. Proudfoot's car. Now, we didn't see this. When we saw video, it was edited at parts. Like we'd see a part and then it would show a close up at times. Right? When the little minute we saw, whatever.
Do you want me to pull it up?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm not going to pull it up on
No.
here. I mean, do you want me to pull it up so you can see it?
I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
But there was something about the sequencing where we're like, we couldn't see the person get out of the car. So this is, am I reading this right? That the driver parked behind their car?
I don't,
That's
the way I read it, but I did not actually see that.
Because we saw one
because it was
image,
cut off.
We could see one
we
image.
couldn't really see the back of the vehicle at all.
Right. What we saw at one of the cuts was Green Hoodie sitting in the passenger seat, and you couldn't tell if there was somebody in the driver.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes. I wanted to say Lisa B always is reminding me of all the. It was, I think maybe that Beth is referring to all of Nick's little rhymes.
Oh,
right. I think that might be what's going on.
I need to mute.
Sure.
Pardon me.
Are you got a cough?
And B in Florida, you've said, is the 155 a message to a person of interest? Possibly. It's just an odd amount. I feel like definitely something to take note of, for sure.
I'll bring it back.
I got it.
Oh, you got it. Are we back?
And
there,
I want to remind, I love you members. We love you guys all, but please don't put in anything that is in the chat that is potentially doxing to some people, please.
No street addresses and such.
Right.
No
Please.
private information like that.
We'll have to delete it. We love you guys, and we are as interested in it as you guys are, but we do not want to, reveal any kind
And
of
mods, if you see that, just go ahead and remove that if you don't mind.
Yeah, and if anyone's being rude, as usual, mods, go ahead and block. Mr. E's on the block train. So, right?
Oh yeah.
He's a big fan of Pat Brown, and Pat Brown just says block them,
block
them all.
Who was it? Somebody was saying there's just people that want to watch the world burn. Just block them. I think that might have been Gary Bricado. Something
That's
like
funny.
that. Like, you just these people.
Jean and Dawn says, question, do I have to wait until my gifted membership ends before I can join as a member? I am not sure about that. Do you know?
I think what happens, because I've been gifted memberships before, what normally happens is you'll get an email, whatever your email that it's attached to your YouTube, and then it will ask you if you'd like to renew at the end of your gifted membership. And don't forget, new members, we also have a Discord that you can join where you can chat with each other. And with us, we chat in there as well.
I'm going to
talk about cases and different things.
Oh, I missed it. Boy, this moving
I
fast.
know. The crime dog makes me laugh.
Alicia says, those extreme churches will do things like this for no money at all. They have missionary groups, etc. He literally could be anywhere in a situation like that. These are the kind of situations I'm hopeful that are the reality, because that means he could come home. So I'm hoping it is something like this. I don't know if it is. I have no idea. But there are theories. This is one of the, I think, a viable theory that's still on the table. And it may not be the most likely or anything, but I hope so. Because it was like the situation in Utah with the 2 or 3 kids, I think, that had been gone for 2 years, and they just found them. I think maybe a week or 2 ago. So anyway,
Auntie, can you talk to chat for just a second?
Sure.
I need to mute it.
Let's see. Let's see. I do think someone did get deleted accidentally. I'm not sure. We may have to go back and try to add them later, but I think it possibly was an accident. Nicole says, I don't understand Nick's riddles, but he is not going to come out and give information because it would tip off the people responsible, in my opinion. I think, Nicole, you're right. He does a lot of riddles and things to provoke thought. So that's what makes his post so interesting, for sure.
Was that Nicole go forth?
No, it was just, it just is Nicole. But
okay.
I think obviously, some of it is cryptic for a purpose, and hopefully, people can use their intellect to figure it out.
I think sometimes it's meant for us, the internet web sleuths, to look at. Sometimes I suspect it's directed directly to who they think the suspects are, where only they might understand it. Maybe potential informants or whoever. We don't, I mean, I'll always look at them, but I try not to let myself go crazy trying to decipher those things. I just assume that whoever's receiving those messages gets it myself.
Crack a Cold Case says, I don't understand why anyone is listening to Nick. I'm so confused. You want to elaborate on that a little bit, Mr. E?
Well, I mean, he's investigating.
Look. We got some clarity.
All right.
Okay.
But I don't know if we want.
Yeah.
So, well, we've vetted this. We vetted Nick, and I don't know what else to say. We've seen this video. We've seen other things they've released, and I mean, it's who there's kind of these parallel investigations happening. There's whatever Sumner County's doing. There's whatever FBI is doing, as a support to local. There's whatever's TBI is doing, and then there's whatever private investigators are doing. Whatever private investigators that the parents may have. There's those investigations, and then there's this other group that was brought in doing their own investigation.
This is a good point, Frank. This is really funny. Whatever you think Nick knows, he probably knows 10 times more. That's the impression I get.
I mean, I don't. I mean, this. I don't. I mean, this is a huge break in the case, and it, at least potentially, it's possible there's something innocent here, but it's
I
not
don't
looking that way.
understand that comment.
Um,
But I heard you say you didn't see what he was saying.
well, I didn't know what that person was specifically talking about because they were being general
Oh, I got you.
about Nick's posts, and so I didn't know what they.
I got you.
What they were
I mean, I see
referring
Nick's
to.
post, but he posts sometimes several times a day, and I don't know. I just wasn't sure what they were referring to.
And I hope that's a great point. If it was your child or grandchild, you would take all the help because most of us would not have this.
Yeah, and then hopefully the way this is all going behind the scenes is when private investigators or the private intelligence agency or web sleuths or YouTubers, whatever, everybody that's investigating this in their own different ways, hopefully they are all passing along this information to the appropriate people and trying to work when it's appropriate in mutual, in teamwork. That's the hope. Hopefully people are receptive to help from private investigators and from Nick's team. We hope they are. But we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. What we know from part of the reason we cover a lot of the at night stuff is that they do engage the public and give some information for various purposes. What the purpose is right now of putting this out there, I'm not sure, but I'm sure that there is a reason for it. Whoever Green Hoodie is this morning, I'm sure is very uncomfortable because this is a lot of detail. If it's nefarious, even if it's not, they're probably very, if they're aware of this at all, which I would imagine they are not having a great day.
Mm-hmm.
I would suspect, because this does not look good. The pulling in.
I don't know why we're getting a lot of people saying. I'm guessing we've got a lot of trolls because we don't normally have these people in here and they're saying things.
Well, let's ignore those.
Yeah, we'll ignore those.
Let's not highlight pointless stuff.
Yeah.
Hi,
Sam's pretty paranormal.
I mean, questions are great, but
just statements without fact
Yeah.
behind them. Yeah.
I mean, if you don't understand why Sebastian and Katie being followed into the Texas Roadhouse parking lot by a vehicle that just sat in the parking lot for however long they were in there for dinner, 45 minutes, an hour, and then they just happened to walk up to Katie as she's leaving and seem to either receive or hand off some items on the night that Sebastian disappeared. If you don't know why that's significant, I don't know what to tell you. It's significant. You got to find out what that is. It might be innocent. It might just be.
Well, I think there are other people out on the YouTube streets that are trying to say that this green hoodie thing's not real. It's really confusing people. We've seen it with our own eyes. So
yeah, all three of us have.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I don't and
probably a million times going back over it.
Slowed it down, sped it up, paused it.
Mm-hmm. And Justin, at least.
And Justin has also seen it.
Maybe
one
others.
Thing
I don't know.
Really odd is, it is February, and I know it was kind of unseasonably warm, but he doesn't even have a jacket on when he's walking to the car. He's got a short sleeve shirt on, and then supposedly, he took out that trash later in a black hoodie. I thought it was odd that he didn't have the black hoodie on when he was walking.
Oh,
yeah,
that was a good point.
Odd.
That's a good point. So
I thought I don't know. I just thought it was odd.
We know for sure that he had a black hoodie on. Yeah.
I
had to think about it. I just know the footage was grainy, that it was very difficult to see.
But Seth described it. And I believe even the police may have come out and said that someone came out. I'm not sure.
Remember. That's why I'm making a massive timeline with all these details. Again, I had started a timeline and I was not detailed enough.
Nope.
So I'm doing this so I don't have to keep going back and forth.
And we live in Middle Tennessee. We remember that night.
It was warm.
It was not a cold night. It got a little colder throughout the night, but that evening, Mrs. E has mentioned this several times, that she's remarked that it was unseasonably warm that night. So like Sebastian wearing a short sleeve to go to the car was not that weird for that evening, because it had been a really, really cold winter, in January. And so anything in like the 50s felt like summertime.
Well, I remember because it had been so bitterly cold that we had that unseasonably warm day because you know how I am. I love
Yes.
warm days.
Yes.
And so I remember being outside most of that day. So
what was, I think what you're getting at, Auntie, I believe, was that Sebastian that took out the trash.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see a kid going back home, putting on a hoodie just to go out, take out the trash if he had on a short sleeve shirt to start with.
Because that was just a half hour later. Because
Yeah,
I think
and
Seth said it was around 7:00, and we know that this video was at 6:22.
Right.
Well, he went from short sleeve to hoodie in 30 minutes.
And you couldn't really tell who the person was. It was dark, and they were all in black.
That's what Seth said. Is it may or may not have been. I had heard somewhere from I don't remember who was talking about this. It may have been a retired detective or someone of that nature covering this case, and they had said that if the FBI has that footage, then they know whether it was Sebastian or not, because they can do things where they can tell the weight and the height of the
yes.
So they would be able to distinguish whether or not it was Katie or Sebastian. So whoever that was, they know one way or the other. Even if it was just like a blob, they would be able to. If there was a shadowy shape, they would know.
Right.
And Alicia has a good point.
Alicia says they were honest and released the gloves. Guy
was a worker.
So why, if Green Hoodie wasn't, would they say that? Be smart.
Exactly. That's a really good point.
Yeah, I think that's a good point too.
So
what would be the motivation to release one guy and say, nope, he was a worker, we're not concerned about him, but then focus on this other person if it wasn't warranted?
Right.
And if those cars, if they haven't figured it out yet, they know what those cars are, those license plates. There's so many cameras in that area. I mean, it's in a major shopping area of Hendersonville, like the main shopping district. It's like across from the movie theater and a ton of other restaurants and a Sam's Club and Starbucks. I mean, there's and street cams.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very busy area. So they've got all that if they want it. So they're going to be able to identify these cars if they haven't already.
That's a good point, Girl Mom. That's a good point.
Girl Mom 2 says, I really think that's why Ellie asked for footage from earlier in that day.
That's a great point.
Could be because I did go back and ask neighbors for Sunday afternoon and Saturday, I believe. 865 Picker says, question, do you think law enforcement missed this or just keeping it close to the vest or have already cleared the guy? Interested in your opinions on this.
It's hard to know.
Oh man. I don't know. It could be any of those. It could be any of those. Hopefully if it is someone that's cleared, hopefully law enforcement and at night and all these people are in communication saying, hey, we followed this up. It's this person. It was an innocent exchange, whatever it was. Hopefully they're doing that. I just don't know what their relationship is like. Maybe, I don't know, but I could see making the argument either way.
Right.
I really don't know. I mean, I think law enforcement is keeping things very close to the vest. But
yeah,
man, that's hard to say.
Natalie was saying that the writing's teeny tiny. I agree with you, Natalie. The writing is teeny tiny. If you go to the actual post on X, which I can do instead, it kind of goes into detail further. So I can do that real quick and just switch that over. But I agree. It is difficult for me to see as well. So I understand entirely.
And Carmelita makes a good point too. She said that doesn't make sense to me that Sebastian was wearing a hoodie to take out the trash because Katie said he was wearing a long sleeve black shirt at home, and she made a point of saying that a few times, and she did. So if a kid had on a long sleeve black shirt and they were running out to take the trash, kids, they don't take the time to put on coats and jackets. You have to scream at them, hey, put your coat on, if they're going to be outside.
Tell me about it. Yes.
Yeah, I know. I know that firsthand, and you do too. So that is a good point.
Cough.
I do.
He's been trying to get over it, but it's lingering.
It is just hanging around. So I apologize for having to keep muting there. Hopefully I'm
I think
actually
they
hitting
would-
the mute button.
Well, they would rather you mute than to cough in
Yeah.
their ears.
Yeah, I just hope
so.
I actually mute it and not gross everybody out with that.
Honey Badger says Nick isn't allowed to work with law enforcement. Hopefully he has a good middleman. Well, you understand that Nick is not the whole company, right?
He's just one
That this
person.
this is an intelligence agency. It's not a
Yeah.
PI. It's they're
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Can you help me with this?
It's an organization. We just only see a couple of people.
There are
you know.
people that are faces, and there are people that that deal
Behind
with
the
the public,
scenes.
and there's a lot of behind the scenes.
Obviously, to me, it would be obviously there's certain investigators you never want the public to see,
Right.
because you just need people that can walk into a place and not everyone go, "Hey, look, it's Nick the Hat," or
Yeah.
whatever. You have to have people like that, or this whole thing doesn't work. So Nick seems to be their mouthpiece guy, their public messaging
Right.
when they need the public to get mobilized. That seems to be who they use. And which,
Sorry.
but yeah, specifically Nick, no, of course not. It's whoever dogs people are most likely.
Nobody who is somebody, which is a great name, by the way, says they have several PIs working for them.
Yes. And I know that's kind of one of those things where some people just doubt that. It's okay.
I agree.
Some people just believe what they see. So if you only see Nick, you just assume it's only Nick.
Right.
But
or only dog. Or
all I can tell you is there are people that you'll never know or meet or see, and us as well, for that matter, that are doing things.
Robin says 1K in chat and only 447 likes. Please hit that like button. Thank you, Robin.
We get to the 1,000, we have our machete party. It's not as good as Justin's chicken party.
I don't know. I like it.
I don't know. It's a lot, the chicken party is a lot to live up to. But we will do that if we hit the 1,000 likes. We would appreciate that. So let's see what. I'm gonna go back into this a little bit.
Pixie Girl had a good question, but I'm sure we don't know the answer. She said, "Have they looked into the behavioral skills that was mentioned?" I'm sure now that information has been out there that at night is probably looking at that. I don't know if the police have or will.
I am sure that well before we ever learned of these schools that they've already been looked at, because Seth would have already known the names of all of these schools. So I'm sure they've all been contacted probably a month into the investigation or two, somewhere in there. I'm sure they were already.
That's just our guess.
Thomas Randall says Don B put out a video saying he had a conversation with his source at Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and they told him that the hoodie guy is important to all this. So I haven't seen that video, but that's kind of amazing.
I did see that video actually. So that is interesting, and important can mean a lot of things.
Right.
Good or bad. There might be just important. They may have seen something.
Oh, and we have a new member, Suzanne Nickler. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Crime Dogs. You know what? I'm going to take this moment while he's looking at this, and I'm going to show the Crime Dog video to welcome all of our new Crime Dog members. Welcome. We appreciate you. And I will post the Discord link again so all of our new members can enjoy it. And don't forget, you get all those fun emojis down there. We've got dog and crime dogs and all kinds of fun stuff. So
someone is asking if we have information about the birthday vigil. Is there a birthday vigil?
Real quick, Eve Loves God says she's been a member for 3 months. Thank you, Eve.
Thank you.
That means a lot to us.
We appreciate it.
Hi, glad to be a part of a great community. Well, we're so happy to have you. As far as I understand, it's private, and there's not going to be a public one. It's private.
Yeah. So it's going to be a tough day for everybody that.
So Gina, obviously it's private. That information hasn't been given out.
I think it'll be a really hard day for all parents.
Yes.
So I don't blame them for not wanting to be around the public.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be.
No.
Myself. I would be my closest people, and I wouldn't be out there either. I don't blame them for that. I just wanted to get into a little deeper into this too about the transaction as they describe it. So it says, after this car is behind them, it says she and Sebastian exited the restaurant and Green Hoodie tried to get Mrs. Proudfoot's attention from her car door. The subject was angled away from the camera, but a physical interaction and transaction appears to have occurred. Mrs. Proudfoot handed Green Hoodie an object, and then Green Hoodie handed her an unidentified item before disappearing from the camera. After the interaction, Green Hoodie journeyed on foot toward Texas Roadhouse. No footage shows their exit or any subsequent actions, so their whereabouts are unknown. Furthermore, the dark-colored vehicle followed Mrs. Proudfoot. The dark-colored vehicle. Green
The one
Hoodie and
So is that the one that they mean pulled up behind her car? That dark colored vehicle then followed her out of the parking lot. Is that what they're saying?
Oh, okay.
Read that again.
no footage shows their exit or any subsequent actions, so their whereabouts are unknown. Furthermore, the dark-colored vehicle followed Mrs. Proudfoot. Green Hoodie and their accomplice might have been in Sebastian's neighborhood immediately following the interaction at the restaurant.
Okay.
Might
I
have
get it.
been.
And we have another new member, Mary S. Thank you so much, Mary S. We appreciate you.
So, we don't know what they have here. We don't know what they're piecing together because they put out this reward, for anything. So this might be a combination of security and like cell phones or something else or dash cams or anything. We don't know what they've got because we haven't seen this. So very interesting. I don't know
feel
if
like,
if they had information about why. Regardless, so whatever that handoff is, that's got to be. If they've got to figure out what that is, they've got to figure out what kind of exchange happened there.
Did you see what I was pulling up the actual post, and it kind of goes into a little bit different detail.
Oh, it's different from the flyer.
A little bit.
The second individual. Yeah, it doesn't say this. The second individual who remained inside the vehicle is confirmed to have worked.
Just start at the beginning and read the whole thing.
Yeah, read
Sure,
the
if
whole
this
thing.
is different.
Yeah.
If this is different, for sure.
You'll have to push it up. Listen, because
Yeah.
I'm going to have to step away for a second.
I got to cough again.
Okay.
Opinionated said, so is the green hoodie a her? I don't think they've identified male or female, have they?
No, they haven't.
Unless they do it in the language in here somewhere. Yeah, I'll scroll. Where's it?
Oh, I'll pull it up. There you go. You can scroll right here.
Okay, got it. Public update on the search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, December 6, 2024. At Night and its partners have made significant progress in their efforts to seek answers into the disappearance of 15-year-old Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, aiming to assist in bringing him home safely and peacefully. The reward has been increased to $225,155, prompted by promising leads indicating Sebastian's potential survival. The effort is presently concentrating on two individuals who are confirmed to have acted in concert, targeting both Sebastian and his mother, Katie Lynn Proudfoot, on the evening of Sunday, February 25th, 2024. Yeah, so we have no description of the second person yet.
Key developments.
Green hoodie individual. The individual wearing an olive or military green hoodie with light-colored angular patterns on the chest has been identified in surveillance footage standing nearby Mrs. Proudfoot and Sebastian. Green hoodie exited the passenger seat of a vehicle while the second individual remained inside. Green hoodie engaged in a physical interaction and hand exchange with Mrs. Proudfoot in the parking lot before entering Texas Roadhouse and vanished from sight. The second individual, who remained inside the vehicle, is confirmed to have worked in coordination with Green Hoodie. Okay. The vehicle repositioned itself behind Mrs. Proudfoot's car as she prepared to leave and subsequently followed her vehicle as she departed.
Oh.
This individual did not exit the vehicle at any point during the observed time frame, but followed Mrs. Proudfoot toward her home. Did the Green Hoodie get back in this car? Or did they stay out of the car? I'm not sure. So focus of investigation. These two individuals are now our central focus of the effort to locate Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers and bring him home safely. While not classified as suspects, they are sought by Dog the Bounty Hunter for some questions regarding their involvement in the events leading up to Sebastian's disappearance and their actions that evening.
It doesn't say if they re-entered the car. So there's some facts that are
Being
not
held
there.
back. Yeah.
Right.
The coordination between these individuals suggests a deliberate effort to interact with both Mrs. Proudfoot and Sebastian, and their cooperation is critical to uncover the truth. Then it just asks you if you have any information. So they have something showing a car following a dark colored, what do they call it? A sedan, or do they say what kind of car?
No, I don't think they say.
Just a vehicle. So they're kind of keeping that vague for now.
So
What a delicate line this is to balance, right? Like you want to put information out, but you also don't want to
give information that could, Well, my question is, it the vehicle that they exited from, was the vehicle right next door to them?
I don't know. We're gonna have to go back and watch. I don't remember seeing a car, but it was such a. I don't know if it's the same. We'll just have to go back and look at what we have.
Yeah, we'll have to review it again.
I didn't notice a car behind it, but there might have been.
I focused more on the bodies, and I didn't really look at the cars in the background, but we couldn't see a whole lot. It was difficult to see. So we'll have to go back and review it again. Because at first it sounds like two cars.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man, so what is this? What can this all mean, right? Like, obviously it could just, I mean, it really, a coincidence is hard to believe. It's somebody they know, it seems.
To have any kind of exchange, you would think it would be someone you knew or were meeting.
Yeah. And is it related to this disappearance or a coincidence? Maybe it's something else.
Yeah.
Coincidence is kind of hard to believe.
And K-Max said, I wonder if they have footage y'all haven't seen. They obviously do have footage we haven't seen. We've only seen a segment of footage. We've only seen a short segment.
Yeah, we haven't seen all this at all. We're just going by what we're reading here and kind of piecing it with what we have heard and known from our own, and trying to see how it all fits in. I guess it's possible that, is it possible that Katie was told not to talk about this interaction by law enforcement?
Possibly, because someone did ask. A lot of people working on this case, and no one has asked the mother. We don't really know.
Well, she doesn't talk anymore.
Yeah.
Not to the public. I mean, she hasn't talked in over half a year.
No, I think that they are directing people to the police if they have questions.
Yeah. Chris has talked a little more, but Katie herself has not really. I think it was May. It's the last time we've heard directly from Katie. So, there might be a good reason for that or not. We don't, but this does appear to be very important. And if they have not identified Green Hoodie yet, this has got to be a priority for at night, I'm sure, at this point, to try to track this person down.
Our Taylor says, I just want to pop in to say my son is still in the hospital. I am at the hospital with him, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for your continued prayers and support. Light and love to you all.
Thank you, Taylor. We so sorry to hear that you're still in the hospital, but hope everything continues well.
Son.
What did I say?
You said you're still in the hospital.
Well, yeah. But but that your son's in the hospital. Hope
we'll keep up
continued
the prayer.
Recovery. Absolutely.
Yeah, let's get some prayer hands up for our Taylor, and everybody. If you could say a quick little prayer for our Taylor's son, that would be amazing.
Somebody's saying it in the chat. This does sound like a deal because of the hoodie. Sebastian's out there wearing a short sleeve shirt. This person's got a hoodie, like with the hood up, like obscuring the face. So it does kind of make you feel like somebody was trying to conceal their identity from any potential cameras, right? I mean, that's what it seems like.
Melissa asked also, did Sebastian seem to know the Green Hoodie Guy? That's hard to tell.
His back, the angle we saw, his back was to the camera.
And he goes around to the passenger side of the car and is kind of like waiting at the door for his mom to unlock the door is what it looks like. So
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to tell if he recognizes them or acknowledges them from our angle. We couldn't tell that.
And I also wanted to mention, someone had asked in the chat how we received this footage, and just like everything else, we received it from a source. So that's about all I can say about that.
and we have not been given permission to put it out there. So we got to protect our sources and respect their wishes on that.
Correct.
And also someone was asking how they could download the flyer. And thank you for the $2 super chat. They said it's not on X. That's where I got the flyer, was on X.
Maybe they can't download it from X.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. I will put it up in our community post after this is over. In our community section, I'll put it where you can download it. So
awesome.
I mean, this looks really important to me. I mean, I think when we first were talking about this last time, we were kind of like, well, maybe it was just a coincidence that this person's walking down that little aisle when Katie happens to be going to her car and it was just an accidental bump into or something. But if they were just sitting out in the parking lot waiting for a long time, then it's hard to believe that this interaction was a coincidence, especially if they have a better angle of them handing something off. Then the question is, what is it? It does look like something's in Katie's hand at one point in what we saw. Hard to tell what it was. Something small. Envelope. Phone.
We have lots of good comments in
paper, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. But it was hard. It was hard. It was far away. It was just hard to know. Yeah, if you got any you want to highlight it, I mean, I'm sure everybody has thoughts and questions, and maybe we can brainstorm on some of this and think what possibilities. I mean, that's part of why at night I think is choosing to release parts of information, hoping that somebody out there has a notion or an idea, kind of get the public engaged. Things come from the public like this.
Well, and that kind of Juicy Jello says it's definitely more of an update than any of law enforcement. Without this, we would be left wondering. I kind of think without this, we would know nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah. This case would be really cold right now. I know for me, if I'm one of the suspects, I'm really scared today. I think this is a big development, I believe. I think there's a chance that
someone was questioning again the source. It doesn't really matter the source. We can identify the people in it as accurate and where it's at. So it doesn't matter really where the source comes from. We can identify the people in it. We can see Katie. We can see Sebastian.
Oh, yeah.
We can see the establishment. So we know that it is not a falsified video.
Now, like I said, I don't blame any of you for being skeptical yourselves. Make your own determination. If I hear things and I can't verify the source and I'm you, I'd throw it in the maybe pile. And I'm saying, well, let's just wait and see. That's how I would react to it. But from our perspective, I can see with my own eyes that this is absolutely Katie Proudfoot and Sebastian Rogers. There's no question. So we are very comfortable putting out there that this information is legitimate and that this Green Hoodie person had an interaction with Katie and it was outside Texas Roadhouse and everything that we've described. I understand if you want to be skeptical, I think skepticism is great. But if you followed us for a while, we're cautious with the information we put out as fact. We don't run on rumor, and we avoid anonymous sources that we can't vet and verify ourselves. So that's our standard.
I wanted to just thank Drama Harmony. She obviously wanting to put it on Blue Sky. She's not on X, and she didn't see anything on Blue Sky about Sebastian. But this is a funny one that we got right after. Thank you, Drama Harmony. Thank you so much. Is it true that Nick is your relative?
Oh my goodness, is that what's
I
being
haven't
said?
heard that one yet. No, we are not.
Yes, we
related.
look so much like Nick.
Oh.
Well,
I'm just
and
kidding.
we did our due diligence early on when he became part of the investigation. Mr. E, you might could talk about what you did to verify the validity of Nick.
Oh, well, that's all.
That's a whole other stream.
Just go back to our stream on Nick, and it was all out there. I just kind of hit some high. I just wanted, yeah, it's all there.
Is Nick our nephew? No.
I actually love rumors like that. They make me laugh.
Oh, I've heard a lot of funny ones
Yeah,
lately.
they
A lot
crack-
of like very inaccurate funny
I
ones.
think they're great. I love the fake rumors.
But
no, he's not.
You might want to address Michelle.
I don't want to feed trolls if it's a troll.
Oh no, Michelle's
Okay.
not a troll.
Okay, Michelle, sorry. I don't get why only certain people are showing the video. Why can't they just put it out there so everyone can help identify and have their own opinions? I think what you've got is a situation where this is where I just put myself in someone else's shoes. So I'm thinking if I'm at night, I do want to identify Hoodie and the driver and these people. And I want to be able to contact them. I want to be able to talk to them perhaps. But I don't want the entire planet going out there being bounty hunters trying to chase these people down. So I'm only releasing little bits of information. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you mean with their post?
I don't want this person to get flooded with people trying to contact them before I can. So maybe I'm just putting out a little information, seeing if I can get enough back from the public to locate this individual without before everyone else can.
And as far as our sources, though, we can't control who sends us stuff. So just keep that in mind. We just got to be one of the lucky people that it was, sent to.
And we get lots of stuff sent to us that we hold back, that we can't verify, that we think is either disinformation or we're not sure about, and we hold on and wait. We have lots of stuff like that because we don't,
we don't want to put out anything that's incorrect. So
yeah, we don't put everything we hear. We just don't do that.
But I do think this might be true. The lab says he's my second and sixth cousin.
Both. Well, that's interesting family tree. So yeah. So I don't know. I understand why people want to see it. I would imagine if they have, I don't know if they may already know the car. They may already know who these people are. This could be a way to engage them. Maybe they're putting out a final chance to talk to the FBI, saying, "Hey, look what we've got. We know who you are." And if they don't know who they are, they're probably going to know in a day or two. Maybe they're putting it out that way where they're saying, "Look, this is not going to go well. This is over." I think it's already over. If they've got the car and they've got this kind of video, they're going to know who all these people are. They probably already do. If not, they're going to know in a day or so. It's time to start making deals if you haven't already. This is over. Mm-hmm. I think if you're Green Hoodie and you have any part to play in this, it's over. It's time to make a deal. And I want to say this too. I don't know what happened to Sebastian. I do think there is a chance he's alive and held somewhere. If you are involved and you are a suspect watching this, and you're a person that was involved in his disappearance, release him safely. Drop him off at a bus stop, blindfold him, do whatever you got to do. Take him to some gas station, make him walk a mile, whatever you got to do, get out of there, whatever you got to do to get him released and free.
Let him come
home. If you are getting caught, the worst thing you could do at this point is take his life, because you can plead down. You may have committed some crimes, had some role to play, whatever. You can still get out and have a life. If you panic now and you take his life, it's over. They will put you away forever. You will never see daylight again. If he makes it home safely, you got a chance at a life. You got parole. You might get a lucky judge that gives you a light sentence, or you might be able to get you have hope for a future. If you take his life, there's no hope for a future. Let him out. Just get him out of there. You might even be able to explain and say, hey, look, this thing got out of control. We didn't mean for things to go this way. We were trying to accomplish this, and there was a misunderstanding, and we got in a mess, and we panicked, and we covered it up, or whatever these motives and situations were. If he's alive somewhere, just let him go and let him out before this thing gets worse. It's not too late. You can salvage your life. You know what I mean? If he's alive, please just let him go.
Oh, we lost Auntie again.
Yeah, I know. So,
well,
I don't know.
Well,
That's just how I feel about it.
Take a break for a second, and I'm going to welcome some of our new members that you guys might have missed. Let's see, Helen. Let's see. No, we already talked to Helen. Did you guys mention Kathy? Kathy became a new member. Welcome, Kathy. Thank you for joining the Crime Dogs. Suzanne Nickler, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And did you see? I was out of the room. So did you do another Realm and Spirit Whispers Candle Shop? Has been a member for 1 month. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Justice
much.
for Sebastian. Mary S. I think we mentioned that. And Tanya Fire became a new member. Thank you so much. Did you guys see Star Child's super chat? Did I miss this?
I don't think so, but that is a possibility, Star Child. Do
Oh,
you
no,
think
I did
it
not
may
see
be a
that.
burner phone exchange? Yeah, I think that's possible. You can kind of see an object in Katie's hand. It's possible.
And then Elizabeth Meyer, a member for 4 months. That's amazing. I'm so glad I found the E family. Well, we're happy that you're
Thank
here
you,
too.
Elizabeth.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
And Kathy Edge gifted a membership. Thank you so much. And Kathy Edge also became a new member. My goodness. Thank you so much. Sorry. I know you need a minute to have a drink of water and cough.
I need
Yeah.
a cough. Sorry.
Oh,
Can we
hold
mute?
on. I'll mute. Yeah.
Yeah.
This cough has been pretty bad.
It's getting worse
It
almost.
feels like it's the one I had like a month ago.
I mean, this has been like a week and a half, just can't quite shake it. They are not identifying the car. It could be a lot of vehicles. I've seen that question a few times in the chat there. Auntie, you got any other thoughts other than anything I've kind of talked about so far?
Not really. I mean, I just think there's a lot of pieces that we've taken information in little pieces. And now as more information comes out, you start to question even the little pieces and what part they play in the big picture. Just like I was talking about the hoodie and the weather and what he had on and, just everything. I think it's like you're starting over in a way. Recreating in your mind what you think could have happened or what's going on. And it seems like we're getting new information all the time now. I'm just really thankful that Nick and At Night and Dog have brought new light into the case, because I don't know where we would be without this information. I just think it's huge.
That's
And
a good point.
it's played a huge point in getting this case out into the public more, I think.
No doubt. And so
Your friend Tia Nurse is here.
TNR says, we don't know that Ellie doesn't know who Hoodie is.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't know that. Oh, Michelle Vincent. Thank you so much. I told you she wasn't a troll. Michelle gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Michelle. That's very sweet of
Thank
you.
you, Michelle.
Susan
If Green
said there's
Hoodie,
too many
ahead, I'm
red
sorry.
herrings.
a lot of red herrings, no doubt. It's hard to know
It's
what's
hard
been
to keep
important or
track.
not. I'll tell you, I'm just going to say my opinion on the theorizing that I differ from At Night. I know At Night is saying they don't think Sebastian made it home. It seems that's kind of their messaging. I'm still thinking he made it home. But and the flashlights is still relevant. But they also have more information than I have, so there may be a reason they don't think that. I don't know, but but man, the thing about the going to the you're right about the hoodie going to the trash can though.
That's interesting. I
He was
didn't think
wearing-
about that.
If he was wearing short sleeve shirts at 6:22, he didn't look cold or anything. He wasn't like shivering.
Well,
Half hour later, he thinks he's got to put on a hoodie to go take out the trash.
I mean, it's definitely possible, but who knows?
well,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it wasn't.
I think we need to go back and review that video again because I think there's some more clues in there that we may have missed.
Maybe so.
Kathy Edge sent a super sticker. Thank you so much, Kathy. And I forgot to mention, if you received a membership gift from Michelle Vincent, please tell her thank you. And thank you again, Michelle. And let me, I want to see the sticker because I love the stickers. I've got to find it though. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, it's an avocado and it says, how's it going? And it's Kathy's first sticker. Thank you so much, Kathy. That's so sweet. How cute. Sorry. I know I get off topic. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep up with chat.
But yeah, I'm kind of like you. I kind of still feel like he went home and there was an exchange afterwards that evening because I feel like those lights and the vehicle has relevance to what happened on the street that night.
You know, and if anybody in that family, Green Hoodie or Katie, any of those people, if they want to submit a statement to us to read, I'd be happy to do that. If there's an explanation for Green Hoodie and what happened there, maybe this is an innocent thing. We'd be happy to look at that. And I'm sure anybody else covering this case would too.
Bridget Blaine is saying, is it possible that Green Hoodie is innocent and was just at the restaurant? Sure.
Yeah.
I think anything's possible at this point.
It could have been an exchange that had nothing to do with the disappearance, theoretically.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe it was just, but why are they just sitting out in the parking lot?
Mr. E.
That's
is
hard for
deep
me.
thought.
You know, it's a lot of new stuff. And I don't like covering breaking news typically because I like to have a few days to think about it before we
mull it over.
Yeah, because it's all new factors, you know. And some of this I hadn't even read some of this before we went, or I misread it before we even went live. And
for me, I have to read it a few times for it to kind of settle in.
Yeah, I had missed the detail about the car being behind her car. That's weird too.
New Panthers comment. I will look for that comment. Hang on just a second.
The drama. The chat is going really fast. So, and Lana reminds everybody, we have 1,000 watching and only 580 thumbs up. We need more thumbs up, friends.
I know this. I think Green Hood. Not know this. I believe Green Hoodie is very significant, and I'm my concern right now is Sebastian's safety if he's alive. I'm worried about him, the people getting spooked, and that's what I'm concerned about.
This is what they wanted us to wanted you to talk about, Mr. E. Crimecast. Do you find it odd that they listed KP's full name in this?
Yeah,
I mean, it is odd that they used her maiden name.
Oh,
look,
they did.
They use like her full. Yeah, they use like her full name, whatever it is. I think that they likely believe that she is not helping things and has guilty knowledge of something.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Because, you know, look, put yourselves, if you are an innocent parent and you are in her position, I know the first thing I'm doing as soon as I'm hearing about this is I want to see the footage that they have, and I'm contacting Dog the Bounty Hunter and I'm saying, hey, look, what are we talking about here? Do you think so? I was followed home and somebody may have abducted my child? I'd want to know everything about these people if I were an innocent parent. And instead, she's giving them the stiff arm. I think that is suspicious behavior. And I think, you know, they act suspicious. They have a lot of red flags. And that's another one. I would be calling Dog
wanting
saying,
to
hey,
know.
look, I know we got off on a bad start and we said we didn't want to work with you, but if you believe that somebody followed me home and abducted my child, who are these people? I want to know what you've seen. Let's start working together or whatever. I wouldn't say go talk to law enforcement.
The past is the past. Let's work. Let's move forward together.
I would be desperate to know who that car was if I didn't already know. Now, if I were involved or had some knowledge of something, I probably would act how she's acting.
Well, they could also be an additional danger.
So that's, you know, it's their behavior that's put the spotlight on them. They don't act like people they don't act like how most of us would act. Maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe there's something else that's unrelated to Sebastian that she doesn't want to get into, whatever, who knows? I don't know, but it's strange behavior, and that's why everybody keeps looking at them. They don't act how most of us imagine ourselves acting.
I'm sorry. I know this is a troll comment, but I mean, this is just.
Is it another way that I might be related to Nick the Hat?
No.
I'm not Greek.
No. Zigzag Zoe says, I would only work with LE if I were them, not some quasi investigators. What gives you the impression that they're quasi investigators? Because someone on YouTube said they were? Have you looked into their company?
It doesn't matter.
We did.
It doesn't matter.
I know. I just think it's funny that people have this impression that they're not really that they're actually an intelligence agency. It's different than a private investigator.
Look, they're going to just have this kind of stuff happen until there will be people. That's just the way it's going to go. It's just the way it's going to go. There's always kind of the doubting peanut gallery until things end.
Right.
So we've put it out there that people can look into it or not.
And Kelsey gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Kelsey. If you received a membership from Kelsey, would you please tell her thank you? That is so sweet of you. Kelsey is one of our members, and we appreciate her.
So the thing about law enforcement is it's been 9 months. It's been 10 months. How patient would you be? I'd be working with everybody, anybody. And unless I started to get a sense that they were, like con artists or something, anybody that came along, I'd at least give it a chance. Private investigators, private intelligence agencies, the government, FBI, TBI, law enforcement,
anybody,
volunteers, anybody that wants to, charity organizations.
YouTubers, haven't they?
Both sides. Yeah. I mean, all parents, have done this to certain degrees. The prophets are working with various people, and Seth has worked with various people. I'd be accepting all help from anyone, not just law enforcement, because you don't know what's going on with law enforcement.
Right. This is a good point, too, that Natalie said, even if they didn't trust the investigators, why not set up a meeting with them and have a lawyer present, just like you would with LE? If you have nothing to hide, why would you be worried?
Try something. Yeah, I've tried some way to contact. Right. I wouldn't just say, go talk to law enforcement.
Put their information together and see what happens.
I mean, the thing is you can say trust law enforcement, but you don't know. Cases do go cold over time. If law enforcement is stuck, there's a lot of stories where families believe that there's an active investigation, and then they go back and look years later, and it turns out no one's opened the file in 5 years. Because what's in the present day takes priority over a case that happened 9 and 10 months ago. They've got to deal with the present. There's always current crime, and if they're stuck and they don't have anything, they're not going to come out and tell the public, hey, we're stuck. We don't have anything. So then you become your child's best advocate. You, the parent, are the only one that keeps this bus moving forward. If Seth were not dedicated to Sebastian, this case would have been cold a long time ago.
Right.
Long time ago. He's the one keeping this thing out.
It's only through his efforts to try to keep it out there that this even got into the hands of At Night, from what I understand.
Yes. If there were no Seth, there's no At Night involved. There's no Laura Lodge. There's no any of these people that have pushed this story forward months after. There's no vigils. There's no news presence. Nobody's doing court TV, which is why that's why attacking Seth became so important. They had to undermine him and make him look as bad as possible. The suspects behind the scenes. It became their mission to defame him. They had to take away as much credibility and discourage him and anyone working with them as possible, because they knew that Seth was the only one that was going to keep this thing going forward. And if Seth backed out and disappeared, got discouraged, went into his cave in depression or whatever, this case dries up and goes cold. If Sebastian's case is solved and he's brought home safely, it'll be because of his dad.
Rosebud asked, what is the time between KP and in Texas Roadhouse parking lot and when the garbage was taken to the street? Do we know that exactly?
We were told at around 7:00, I think, by Seth. And then the Texas Roadhouse, when they're going to the car, 6:22. And then it would take from Texas Roadhouse to their neighborhood, it's about a 10 to 15 minute drive.
Yeah, maybe Seth can clear that up tonight on his show.
I think it's Seth that told the 7 p.m. on the trash can.
And to answer you, Morgan Le Fay, Seth is at 8 p.m. Central tonight. So I saw another good comment and I lost it. Let's see.
And I don't know.
Well, that's a good one.
Guilty people don't beg for the FBI's help either. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
They don't. You don't beg for you don't work with dog. You don't beg for the FBI. You don't keep doing news. You don't keep holding vigils. You don't start a YouTube channel and
this is what it was.
Keep the story up in the forefront. You don't do those things. You disappear.
No big reward without. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It would still be at that FBI reward of 50,000, and look where it's at.
It may not be that far.
Wasn't their initial reward 50 from the FBI?
That only started in
6-month anniversary.
Yeah, it was a 6-month anniversary. So, I mean, had it not been continuing to be pushed and investigated, that might have never happened. It's a what if game there.
Yeah. So this thing with the hoodie,
I kind of wanted to address Roller Girl. Who are the people not wanting to work with anyone? I don't think we've said that, right? We didn't say it like that. That's not.
I don't think we said it quite
the way
like
you
that.
meant it.
We said no statements have been made,
right?
But not that no one was willing to work with someone. Said that she said, I think someone said it went into the garage at 6:40.
Roller Girl says, "Oh no, that's not what I meant." Okay, sorry.
It's always hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. Yeah,
it's kind of like texting. It's hard to know the tone and what you're meaning.
It is. It's like I always think there should be a sarcasm font.
What a great idea!
I always use a lot of sarcasm, and I always think, man, my text with friends and stuff.
She explained herself a little further there.
Yeah. Yeah, of course he has. He's gotten burned a few times with people, and because he's been just accepting any help he could. No, I think I actually understood what you meant there.
And Mama Bear has a good point too.
Mama Bear, Tony Mathis gets a super amount of credit for keeping Sebastian front and center. Tony's the one who got different news channels to run his story. Yeah,
that's a good point.
He's been tireless for Seth. I
don't know how
as we've kind of been able to see, we've been to these vigils and things and talking to Tony and just seeing how one of the things that I did not understand until we were kind of covering this was how overwhelming all of this has to be for any parent involved. They get contacted constantly by organizations and people and supporters, and it's just such a flood of, and a lot of it's well-meaning, people that want to support or think they have tips and all of this, and he's just one person, one guy that's also got to manage his own situation in life, and to have Tony come in and kind of help him manage some of that and organize it for him so that he can focus on other things. It's so time consuming that anyone that's in a situation like this, if you can find a spokesperson, a family friend, or anyone to help them, I can understand why families do that now, because it's overwhelming. It's just so much going on.
And we've actually talked about this. We were pretty critical of Tony at first as well.
We were. Yeah. Suspicious,
Yeah, we didn't really understand his motives and what he was doing, but I mean, he's been nothing but genuine and gets nothing for all the work that he puts in.
Yeah, I misjudged him. It's also one of those things where you get to know people in person a little bit, and it changes your view on them too. You get a better read, and I think that's part of it. And then of course he also got smeared a lot when he came on the scene, and maybe some of that was effective on us.
Sure, it absolutely was.
I mean, it was. So it made us skeptical, and Not that you shouldn't be skeptical, but I think I think I misjudged initially. But we try to be open-minded and recognize when we've misjudged the situation. You know, it happens to all of us. I'm sure some of you did too.
Well, with this case, it's taken so many twists and turns, and new people have come in. It's hard not to, you know, you want to judge on that initial introduction, and there's a lot more that has come out with all the players in this case and what's going on, and it does change your opinion as you go along.
Yeah, for sure. It's actually the same was kind of for Seth for me too. I didn't really have an accurate sense of his personality until I met him in person. In fact, we kind of I didn't want to actually meet him in person until I was certain that he was innocent, because I didn't want it to affect my judgment, I suppose, if that makes sense. I didn't want to be swayed in case I liked him or didn't like him. I didn't want it to affect my thinking. So until we were pretty much after the evidence was obvious that he had nothing to do with it, then I kind of felt more comfortable getting to meet him in person and go that way. But I kind of wanted to keep distance at first for that reason, because the whole point was we were looking for whatever the truth is here. And if that meant Seth, then it meant Seth. And if it means anybody else, it does. Green Hoodie or Chris and Katie, whoever is involved, we just want Sebastian's case solved and hopefully brought home safely, whoever it is, and didn't want it to cloud our judgment by getting close to people, which can happen.
I wanted you to read Nicole's.
Okay, yeah. Nicole says, if Green Hoodie wasn't part of something concerning, why wouldn't Green Hoodie have come forward? Can y'all speculate as to why Ellie has never officially said KP and Sebastian had dinner at TRH?
I didn't know,
I didn't know they have not said that.
Well, they don't mention. Yeah, they don't mention it. She's right. And also, I wanted to thank Nicole. Nicole's one of our big ex supporters. She's always retweeting us and stuff.
Yes, I do know that, and we do appreciate that. You're a great advocate for Sebastian's story on X. You post about it a good deal, and all these platforms are important, and I know that's one that you're active on a lot. Why wouldn't Green Hoodie come forward? So, okay, obviously, if Green Hoodie is nefarious, that would make sense. If Green Hoodie is innocent of anything, if they don't know Katie, they may not even realize they're being talked about, I suppose. If it was like a stranger encounter, they may not know that they're being looked for. Right?
Right.
So that would be possible. They may also have already been contacted by law enforcement and have been cleared. Maybe they're being told, hey, we don't want to distract the public with this story right now. Maybe something like that. I don't know. I guess, and there's so many possibilities as to what happened, but they're going to have to talk to this person. If they haven't already talked to law enforcement, or at night, I mean, they're going to have to be found. If this is news to the world, then they're going to need to locate them. And even if Ellie does know who they are and they haven't quite cleared them, it doesn't mean that at night talking to them, they may discover more that law enforcement can't or hasn't. I mean, at night gets some stuff done. I have, we've seen it.
I actually wanted to jump over to something else that I thought was really interesting. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Let me read Rosebud's comment. She said, I want to say that your approach to everything in this case is where I want to be. I've tried with others, but me being a member on a channel stays right here. So we appreciate you, Rosebud.
Aww.
Thank you, Rosebud.
And I love I love Rosebud's picture. Makes me feel like, I'm pretty sure it's Wonder Woman, right?
Is, yeah.
But it looks so fierce, and I don't know. I love it. I just think it's
a
great.
warrior. Yeah. It's just like a warrior.
Okay.
Happy warriors. That's what we want to be for Sebastian. And like I said earlier, this is a good day, actually. I know I think it's a great day. I think it's a huge step toward finding out what happened. One thing I keep thinking about is law enforcement, whatever they're doing, at night's doing whatever they're doing. Maybe they're working together in times. Maybe they're working separately at times. I wonder if law enforcement feels like, you know what, let's go ahead and let's get this thing done, and
Right.
not get shown up by at night. Because
Well,
what if they do get this thing? You know, I mean,
solved.
there's nobody wants to be shown up, right? Do you understand like what I'm saying by the personal element of it? If I'm an investigator, I want to be the one to solve it.
Of course.
Um,
Of
Yes.
course you do.
if I'm whether I'm on the FBI, TBI, or local level, I want to be the one to bring this home, and I don't want the another agency to solve it before I can or whatever. Because everybody's ambitious and has egos, and don't want to look embarrassed, you know. So maybe in a roundabout way, this will motivate people at these different agencies and levels of law enforcement to get this solved and not let it go cold. Because I am firmly believing in. This is not going away. This is going to get worse, way worse for the suspects. What I was thinking about today with them releasing this reward and the flyer and the information, it's torture for the suspects. It made me think of the medieval times when you lay the person out on the table and they've got them cuffed on each end and you're stretching them out like on the rack, you know. And it's just today was a new crank, you know. Hey, we saw you following Katie home in your dark car. Tomorrow it'll be something else. We're going to crank again, and we're going to keep putting pressure until you talk. They're not going away. These people, if you looked at their history, they don't have a history of walking away and failing. None of them. Not Dog, not Nick, not at night. They stay until it's resolved.
Well, they've said that.
Yeah, they say they're in this for the long haul.
They said
whatever
that
it
their
takes.
objective is to, bring Sebastian home.
These are the kind of people that have worked for Barack Obama and Donald Trump in the past as crisis management in various situations. You can't have a failure on your resume. So they're not going away. They are staying until it's done. And they're just going to keep cranking it up one little bit at a time until it's over. In my mind, and I know I'm guilty of being an optimist sometimes. If I have a major flaw, it is that I'm too optimistic. But I have believed that since the day I understood who these people were, that this was already over. It was just a matter of when. I don't know if it's tomorrow. I don't know if it's 6 months from now. But I have believed that since these people decided they were going to take this case on, that it was just a matter of time. Because this was not a perfect crime. There's a lot of mistakes. And I don't know how it's going to all resolve, but I don't think anybody's walking away from this without cuffs. That's been my opinion for quite a while. And I don't see any reason to think differently after the news today. My guess is somebody's burning their green hoodie in a campfire or throwing it in a dumpster, something like that, selling cars, whatever they think they've got to do, thinking, what did I wear that night? And trying to destroy it. This was sloppy, some of it.
Nina sent us another sticker. Look how cute. It's a little smiley face winking. Thank you, Nina. That was very sweet. And let's see. I didn't know if you wanted to address that or move on to my thing, because I've got something I want to point out that I think is really interesting.
CB says, so there was actual footage inside Texas Roadhouse. I was under the impression there was none because it was taped over after 30 days. But then again, maybe that's what Ali wanted the public, including KP, to think. I can really say this in a vague way.
Yeah.
I can say it in a vague way. We have confirmed with multiple sources that this happened the way it's been described.
That's a good answer.
That's all I really want to say as far as our sources go.
Hi, Busby. Welcome in. And some other people are saying hey to Smiley. So I think Smiley's running around here somewhere. And we did acknowledge Josh in a roundabout way. But hi, Josh.
I just haven't got to listen to your After Dark. I'll listen to that.
I started it this morning, and then all the poo hit the fan. And so I had to start getting ready for our live stream
today. It's always great. So we'll listen to that today. But I always appreciate you being here. And Smiley, love to have you here too. Thanks for being here with us. Busby's True Crime also here. So good. Wow, lots of great folks in here. And I know this moment we should maybe do daytime more often, or maybe it's just this big news.
Well, we've been playing with that idea about doing a daily type of show. So maybe we will.
And Minnie Panther had a super chat for us.
Oh, thank you. What's your thoughts if the Brinks van is still sitting in driveway? Is KP not working? Allegedly, they're not at the home. Is the Brinks van there now? I don't know. I don't know. Is that true?
Last picture I saw, there was a FedEx truck that was on
yeah.
Nick's, I think, or at Nights.
Post.
I don't know. I have no idea what they've been doing. Actually, I don't know if they're in town.
We don't really know.
I have no idea. Yeah, they're pretty quiet. The last thing we heard from the family was that Chris said at some point he was going to answer questions, and maybe that's coming up sometime soon. Maybe they've got plans tomorrow with the birthday. That could be possible.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but we don't know. Love to know.
Nobody who is somebody says I've heard it's all dark, no lights, on no cars in the driveway. According to the source, is another creator allegedly. So,
at their home now. Yeah,
we don't. No reason to go over there. So,
no, we probably won't do that because there's just no reason at this point.
Initially the only reason we went over there is because we wanted to understand the
theories. Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to understand. And so after
the
that,
potential paths he might have taken and all that kind of stuff, and kind of understand the terrain, because it's kind of hard if you don't see it in person.
Oh, Teresa likes the idea of us doing a daytime. We have been playing with the idea. Few things have to line up before to make that to work, because we do have jobs. So outside of YouTube, I mean. Let's see. Whoops. Well, hello, Kathy Crime Ghoul. I was actually trying to click on Jen and Don, though. Is the audio going around legit? No idea.
We've heard about the audio, but we don't really know the sourcing and if it's real or not.
That's kind of why we haven't really covered it. Also, I'm terrible about hearing things in audio like that. It just sounds like static to me. So I'm not a good person to listen to that.
That's definitely not my skill. Audio stuff. Anytime because we've had this happen a few times, I'm like, I don't hear anything. It just sounds like, but other people are better at that.
Oh, this is a Lone Wolf Spirit. Thank you so much. That was very sweet of you. The $50,000 reward by FBI tells you that this case is sophisticated and isn't just an endangered runaway. Any additional reward dollars should be reliable.
Maybe this is what FBI knows. Maybe they've seen this and they knew that there was some kind of, maybe they knew that Katie was followed home. Whether Katie knows that she was being followed or not might be the question.
Right.
But that means there's a conspiracy of people, if that's true. And that's probably, that may be their working theory. And if you've got a conspiracy of people, and of course we've been saying a long time, we believe that there were 3 or more people aware of what happened to Sebastian. That means somebody could be motivated to talk with the right incentives. I'm going to guess that somebody's considering it today. I am actually kind of surprised nobody's talked already, but maybe they haven't. Maybe this will be the nudge they need to start calling their local FBI field office. So what could I do? Dreaming of blue skies and sandy beaches. Do you think the audio could be ran through an AI app to decipher it?
Possibly.
Yeah, that would be above our pay grade.
Yeah, this is just out of my wheelhouse for sure. Yeah, the technical stuff's definitely not.
I'm sure the technology exists for it to be enhanced. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I personally have a block on that stuff. I can't see ultrasounds. I can't hear static. I can't hear things in static. I have a block. It's just one of those things.
On those weird pictures that you could see the image, could you not see them? The ones we used to have.
Remember the one we used to, yes, I could see those, but that's not the same thing. An ultrasound to me, every time I had a child, they would show me the early ultrasound and I would have no idea. They'd be like, there's your baby. And I would look at it and say, I don't know.
Can I mute?
Oh, sure.
Sorry. Okay, we're back. I apologize.
I told you that. I'm just really bad at it. I'm really bad at it. I have like the ultrasounds for me have to be clearly defined before I can really see what's going on there. And he used to laugh at me. He's like, "You can't see that."
Yeah,
I would say no.
Now the visuals, yes, like the ultrasounds, I could see the baby.
But we had those pictures all over our house because we used to go to that place in Gatlinburg and get them. Remember?
Oh
We
yeah.
would stare in that gallery for hours.
Oh, you mean the 3D stuff?
You know, the ones that, hold
They
on
have
now.
the picture inside, where they've got like it just looks like some kind of big piece of art, but then you look at it long enough and the 3D image kind of comes out and it's an elephant or it's a palm tree or whatever.
You've seen those. I probably still have mine. I have mine somewhere.
Those
Mine
are
was
so
a peace
cool.
symbol
Yes.
because I got it when I was little.
Yeah.
Mr. E takes some cough drops. That's a good idea, Pebbles. I'm going to run and get,
Yeah,
although if he puts it in his mouth, he'll start like moving it around and we'll
you'll
hear it.
the
I don't want to
little
hear it.
sucker sound, and
And it'll make me crazy.
It'll drive her nuts. I kind of just want to see what everybody's thoughts are on everything.
Oh, can I
this
show my
happened.
thing that I found very interesting?
Sure.
Okay. So the other day at night shared a video and on their Twitter page or their
Dog
Twitter,
and his team
whatever.
created a new
Um,
missing persons flyer
see,
for
can you
Sebastian
do that?
Rogers.
Yeah, we haven't talked
In it,
about
they
this.
This
explain how they're
video, if
working
you haven't watched it,
independently
7
from law
minutes long. We're not going to
enforcement,
play the whole thing.
reevaluating the
It's
information
very
collected
interesting.
and following
It's a
up on
very
new
good
leads.
video.
They also say they've added
But
$50,000 more
what
dollars
was
to the
so
reward,
interesting to
making
me
a
about it,
total
I'm
of
gonna try to make it big.
$100,000.
I bet people didn't watch
because
it all
that
the way.
is
A lot of people stopped it before it was over. So essentially, it is, it's a lot of clips from the different news sources and things of Sebastian's disappearance. But that's not the part that got me.
Because you
I don't have it turned on.
And I'm
I don't
Haley
have it
Lucas.
turned on.
Sebastian
Yeah, I can hear it.
here from
Oh,
his
you
home in
can?
Hendersonville last February and has not
Well, that's
been
weird.
seen since.
Okay, sorry.
Investigators tell
Let
News
me
Tuesday.
Oh, you are
mute
hearing?
it.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
is that
Okay,
better?
there you go.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm so sorry. A lot of people, I was just saying this is a really good video. If you have the time to go and watch it on their X page, it's amazing. But a lot of people stopped it before it was over. And I found the most interesting part of it to be the end. So I'm going to scoot up to the end and show you guys the end real quick.
Yeah.
But it's 7 minutes long. I would highly recommend going to watch it. It's a lot of great clips.
We won't get like struck, will we, with the music?
I'll just show.
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I have no idea. You know what? I'll just show it.
Yeah.
I'll show it. I think we can show a few seconds, right? I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
I mean,
Yeah, I
doesn't
think you
matter.
should do it.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think you're okay for a few seconds.
Okay. I'll do a few seconds of it. People that will know will understand, right?
Yes.
They'll know. Okay. So I'll turn the volume back on. And let's see. How do I get it to play again? All right. You can see it, correct?
For Sebastian. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day.
I think that's
for a
probably
neighbor.
enough, right?
Yeah.
Would you be
Enough of the volume.
Yeah.
Enough of the volume. Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah. So does anybody know who that guy is?
You do have to be a certain generation, probably, right?
Right.
Mr.
It-
Rogers' neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
the "Won't You Be My Neighbor" song, which I thought was really interesting. But most people that I saw covering that didn't make it to this point, and I thought it was kind of wild.
Kitty Catty says he reminds me of Mr. E.
I actually thought that would be
I
a
could-
really funny thing to do for him to put on a. Wait, I don't know if you got a sweater or a sweater like
I don't
that,
think I have that.
but a
A
red
zip-up
tie.
That's funny. Yeah, I could kind of see that actually. Well, I mean, he was my favorite as a kid, no doubt
Oh,
about
I
it.
used to watch it like crazy.
I have only cried at the death of one celebrity, and it was Mr. Rogers. That's the only one I've ever gotten.
Really?
Yeah. That's the only one I've ever gotten choked up on was Mr. Rogers.
I think you've said that before.
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers is special or was
Mm.
special.
He was the childhood, no doubt about it.
I used to love the puppets and the and make believe. I loved that. That was my favorite part.
I'm trying to pause him on a nice moment.
So what's the message being sent there? You know?
I think it could be a layer of messages.
Well,
it means something.
Mr. Rogers is interesting. Didn't even occur to me that that's the same last-
name.
Yeah, didn't even occur to me.
And see, that's
Right.
what stood out to me first was, oh, it's Mr. Rogers.
That's
And I was like,
very
oh.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I'm talking about. That medieval device. They're just cranking it up every day, right? Making them wonder what's going on, what's coming next.
Well, see, I took it as "Won't you be my neighbor," like something with the neighbors. That's
Well,
could
the
be.
And it could be.
Oh, Heather says the shoes. Oh,
Could be.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, or it could be one of those things where none of it's right.
There's a reason. There's always a reason. It's just, what is it?
And Gina says, and it says, who is still searching right before he comes on.
Oh,
So maybe it's the
It skips.
Ginger
at
Girl
the-
says it skips at the shoes. Yeah, I noticed that. There was a weird edit there, wasn't there?
let me see. I think I've paused long enough to play it some more, right?
Yeah.
Or did I already miss that part?
No, I mean, he's putting the shoes
Yeah,
on.
he's taking the dress shoes off. Oh, see, a weird little edit there.
Huh.
And then interesting.
Yeah, I found that part. I mean, it was one of those things like, it really got my attention.
And
Yeah.
this is odd too that Nicole just pointed out. Is it common for a FedEx truck to be parked in a driveway of anyone's home for any length of time?
I would think not unless you're working for them. Hindsight did a post or something showing that you can rent FedEx trucks.
Yeah, I had no idea you could do that.
I didn't know that either.
I did that.
Mhm.
That is odd though.
And if you haven't checked out Hindsight, we did a whole video on how great Hindsight's channel
Sorry, I
is.
didn't mean to hit that one.
Hindsight's one of the best out there.
Oh, we lost
yeah,
Aunt E
maybe.
again. She's just having trouble today.
Yeah, there's a lot of interpretations you could do on that Mr. Rogers video.
Oh, Busby said Nick is good at dropping bread crumbs and giving riddles. I mean, the whole at night page or Nick's page, there's a lot to decipher there if you're interested in mysteries.
Yeah, no
for
doubt.
sure.
And
Well,
I'm
and,
sure
and I'll tell you too, sometimes companies that don't have their own trucks will rent FedEx trucks to use for their companies. So it could be that's also something that they do.
Purple World says there's a driver delivering in there. You know what? I did not catch that. So let me pull it up. Was that on Nick's or at nights? I don't remember.
I think at night.
Because I looked at it on a phone, and to be quite honest, when I hit about 50, my eyes started going, and I can't see, even with these glasses.
Yeah, so that would be interesting. Maybe they were getting something.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like,
oh, here it is.
Thomas, that's funny.
okay, so you can see the driver.
I can't. Hold on. I'm going to try to add it to the screen. Is it not on there?
That's such a weird picture, the exposure on that.
I don't see a driver, but
Let's see.
Purple Girl, where in the
Purple World.
world?
Okay, so
Is it near the
oh, right here. Right there. Right
Where?
there. Isn't that a person?
It looks like a tree, like landscaping.
Okay, I'll go back out. Look. Does that not look like a person?
Can you put a cursor over
right
it?
there? Right.
I
here.
don't know that it does. I think it could be a shrub,
Oh, maybe.
like landscaping.
This is not my expertise, as I just stated.
Yeah.
So
You might have to compare that to a picture of the home.
I do see the shape you're talking about. You could make out a person there.
Possibly.
Yeah, it could be. It's just hard to tell with that exposure.
But I will tell
Yeah.
you, most FedEx people don't pull all the way into your driveway like that.
I thought we heard some other creator had said something about had been there though.
like it hasn't left.
But maybe that was
I've heard that.
an assumption.
I don't know.
I thought Thomas had a funny comment. He said, "Wouldn't that be hilarious if dog moved into the neighborhood?"
Right. Well, somebody else is saying, let's see who wrote this. Cat B says drivers don't pull that far up.
Right. That's what I said. They don't pull past your driveway, past your garage, unless
Yeah,
you're being told to take something to a back door. It said it looks like he's possibly carrying a tall box.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, maybe I don't know. So maybe there's something significant about that delivery, or who knows?
Okay, I'm going to zoom in again.
Or
But to me, it looks like
Oh,
someone with dark glasses.
well, that's an interesting thing too.
I can't make it any bigger than that. But right here, like the head, and maybe
feds use. Where's Summer 1-800-TBI-5 says, I know for a fact the feds use FedEx trucks.
I have seen that before.
Oh my goodness. I did not know that.
Oh.
I have seen that. Maybe just in movies, but I have seen that.
Well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a great cover to get in neighborhoods if we need to.
And FedEx is based in Memphis.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
We know there's an FBI field office in Memphis.
Very interesting. That's a great observation there, Summer.
I think Summer should have this show. I'm going to go step down and let Summer take my place. That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so most people are seeing this person, so it's not just you.
I don't.
Oh, look, see, I'm telling you guys, this is not my speciality.
I need to look at it again because I don't see that either. Not in that picture.
I'm telling. I'm going to circle it with the mouse. Look right here.
Like we never have.
Right here is a body.
Yeah, I see that now, and almost like a logo on the back, maybe, or
I don't know. Like I see dark glasses.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and maybe a beard or a mask or something.
What in the world? I don't see that at all.
You really don't. Right here.
No, it looks like a piece of shrubbery.
It's not.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it on my phone.
I might be able to download it and put a different filter on it to make it more clear. Let me see if I can do that.
So that's interesting. That's really
you guys talk
interesting.
To chat and I'll work on that.
I'm looking to see that. Was that on Nick's post or at night?
I wonder if they sent them something,
Oh.
or they were.
Okay.
A lot of reasons. Another message, of course, probably for them. We don't know, but that's interesting.
No, I don't think that looks like a person at all. I think it looks like I see the tree, and then I don't see a person.
Yeah, I do see it now. There was okay, and this is the one that has the text with it that says, "I have eyes that pierce the night. Where others see shadows, we see light. We watch a house with silent grace. In the world of intelligence, we take our place. What am I with a name so sleek, guarding secrets never to peek?"
What am I with a name so sleek?
This isn't like a famous riddle or something like that, is it? Has anybody kind of broken this thing down?
Huh.
It's not like something that from like a book or something like that.
It's my understanding. I know people have put it in like
search bars and such.
Well, AI filters to see what the riddle is.
Okay.
I haven't done that. I don't remember the results either. Oh, okay. This helps. Okay, hold on. I might be able to help us.
Okay, let's see what's coming up here.
If you put it in Google, it takes you to at night private intelligence.
Are you serious? That's hysterical.
Yes, I just put the whole thing in Google, and it takes it to at night private intelligence 2 days ago, and then on X, Facebook, Wanted in America.
Interesting. Well, it's taking me to some various poems that are similar but not the same. So I don't know. Maybe an original. So maybe it has some other. Again, I would kind of guess that whoever that's meant for gets the meaning. And of course, there's some words in bold: eyes, shadow, light, silent. We take our place, sleek, and never. Well, okay, we can kind of work on that on our
Mhm.
bonus, but unless
That's
anybody has
interesting.
anyone in the maybe other people have broken that down somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's so many people that have covered this that may have already done this.
Yeah, we haven't been online much this week.
So if any of you have seen what that might be from or mean,
All right.
I do think that's interesting that it's not just a random picture. There happens to be somebody walking up in that moment, which we didn't realize. I just thought it was kind of
Nina says,
like,
I think they have a new video. And someone
Okay.
says it's the Secret Service.
All right. So, all right. Let me, Aunt E, I'm going to share this so you can see. Hold on. I'm just playing with it on Canva, just so.
even if it may not be anything.
Okay.
Even if it's,
can you see it now, Auntie? I put a different filter on it. Can you see the guy right here?
I see this like, I don't see the guy. I just see the shadow.
You don't see this person right here.
No.
I've got to cough again. I apologize.
Where's can you put the arrow on his eyes? Yeah, I see that. But what is the white next to him? That's where my eyes go, and that's what I was looking at. I don't know. Don't forget you're on mute. We can't hear you guys.
So
Everything I just said.
right. That's
Well,
okay.
it's probably good.
I
Okay,
have eyes
right
that
here.
pierce the night. Where others see shadows, we see light. We watch a house with silent grace. In the world of intelligence, we take our place. What am I? With a name so sleek, guarding secrets never to peek.
No.
You still don't see it.
Mm-mm.
I give up.
I see lightness and darkness, but I don't see a face.
Okay.
I think I could make myself see a face, but it doesn't stand out to me.
It could be just at night letting them know that they're being monitored.
I mean, the blue I could
Or-
kind of see a little bit better.
They could be referring to someone else monitoring them. If it is somebody like FBI in that truck or whatever, that might have been an agent going in to talk to them.
Who knows?
Who knows? They could have been getting something delivered. There's a lot of possibilities.
Well,
but
I give up with you.
again, I'm sure they know
I give up with
what
you.
that's about.
I'm not good at that stuff.
Yeah,
And
so
if you
somebody
wanna
saying on their
if you wanna
television.
see the riddle, it's at night's post on X.
So most people are saying they can see it. So Canadian Cookie says on my big screen TV, I see a person very well. So that might be a better way to pull YouTube up on the big screen, and Mike can see it better. I'm doing it from my phone, but I can still see the shape. So let's just go back here a little bit, because I know some people joined us a little late. And
So we have a couple people making some comments. One person said it's sad that it's turned into a big game of Clue.
Well, I deleted that because because, as you know, we don't like rude comments. So
yeah, so things are just what they are. We don't have control over that. The things just are the way they are, and we all we can do is report on what's out there, and this is just significant. It could all be innocent, but again, even if Green Hoodie is a completely innocent person, it is the last person we know of outside of Katie that saw Sebastian.
right.
And now it appears that they may have been following Sebastian. You got to talk to this person. You got to see what was going on. Maybe a completely innocent reason. But even if they're innocent, they may have seen something bad happen or something suspicious. Katie could have been acting strange, or anything, any number of things. Sebastian might have been acting odd. They're going to have to try to talk to this person, of course. So it's significant, and it leans now more toward suspicious than just a person you want to talk to, because of being followed, and the handoff, and the amount of time they were sitting in the parking lot, apparently for I don't know how long. Sounds like maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Why?
Mm-hmm.
And then why do you only, to hand or receive something from Katie or exchange something, and then you get in your car and follow them? I mean, when they're telling their story of the events of the day, they go into great detail about popcorns and breakfast and everything else, but this is not mentioned. It's important. And it might be important because it was not mentioned. Did they ever give any big details about Texas Roadhouse at all? Like
No.
Katie or Chris, their version of the story?
I don't
No.
think so.
When the police released it, they didn't even tell the restaurant.
When the police released it, they didn't even tell the restaurant. You
When
mean mention the restaurant?
I don't think they mentioned the name of the restaurant initially.
I don't know where we heard that.
Oh, I think
When did that first come out?
Maybe she clarified where.
I think
in an
so.
interview,
Yeah.
was where it came. But I think what we heard from the police initially said that they went out to eat and went home, but I don't think they identified the restaurant. And it wasn't until a little later in one of the interviews or discussions that it came out that it was Texas Roadhouse.
So,
I may be wrong, but I want to think the police did not name the restaurant.
that's why we have to keep going back to those early interviews, because you don't know what was significant. We don't know what was important and what wasn't. And, I think most people have believed that Sebastian made it home. Excuse me. I think if we kind of polled our audience generally, most people would think that he disappeared from the home, and that maybe 20%, 25%, somewhere in there would have said they don't think he ever made it home, just kind of judging by comments I've seen over the last several months. So the primary theory for us might be different.
How would you like me to? I can do a poll real quick. How would you like me to word it?
And
Atlanta H, thank
do
you
you
for your
believe
super
Sebastian ever made it home from Texas Roadhouse? I guess, right? Yeah, because that's either he disappeared from the house or he disappeared before.
Okay.
So I think that's a good, kind of a yes or no question almost.
Okay, I started it.
Yeah, so if they're followed, they might have exchanged Sebastian with that vehicle on the way home if Katie's involved. If Katie's not involved, if she was being followed and she's innocent, but the green hoodie car is not innocent, she may not have been aware that she was being followed.
Right.
Makes it home, does her thing, everything with the phone call and all of that.
Right.
And then these people slip into the home somehow and remove Sebastian. And that's the flashlights. Possibly. I guess it's possible. Something like that.
I think so. A couple of things real quick. Our sweet Lana, who is a mod, Lana H, sent us the cutest super sticker with some alligators. So thank you so much. I love it. It's great.
Thank you, Lana.
And then also our sweet Georgia Patriot woman has been a member for 2 months. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
I wonder if because there's all those security cameras. There's the one that shows the flashlight video that would have a shot of the street. I wonder if that one was able to see if Sebastian was in the car or not when it drove by, or the camera across the street that caught the trash can.
Oh, okay.
Was that early enough for it to be light enough to see if he was in there?
I think based on the video we saw, it was pretty dark. It was pretty dark when they were getting in the car.
You're right. That's clearly nighttime. It probably was too dark.
This is interesting. Go ahead.
Bliss Blessing says, I 100% feel Nick is dropping the mic on so many posts, especially the Janie Santana motorcycle post. When it's time to get there, look up Rudy Farious out of Houston, Texas. Very hopeful post. Okay, so that's a yeah, I know the motorcycle pic. I hadn't looked into what that was, and I don't know that Janie Santana story. So okay, well, good. I mean, I think today is a good day and a reason to feel hopeful. mean, the best outcome is that he's alive somewhere. And like, I think if it's a conspiracy of a large number of people, I think it's harder to get a lot of people on board with taking a life. I think it's easier to think of removing him to a camp, cult, hospital, out of the country, whatever, some other possibility. You got something?
Oh yeah.
I got to cough again. Oh, yeah. I may have to just stop.
Yeah, we may have to wrap it up.
My voice is going.
This is very interesting.
So sorry.
Well, Auntie, won't
You cut off. I couldn't hear what you said. Do you want me to read the story? Rudy Farious' bizarre story is one that swept the nation. The details of what happened to Farious have been scarce since his discovery. He and his mother have both stayed out of the spotlight, sharing very little about what happened during those 8 years. So this was a child that was missing for 8 years. The story starts on March 7th, 2015, the day that Farious allegedly went missing. His mother, Janie Santana, told Houston police that her son went on a walk and never returned, and he was 17 years old at the time. And that's a picture of him. Farious was found injured 8 years later outside a church in Southeast Houston on June 29th, 2023. According to the Houston police investigators, Farious returned to his home the day after he had gone missing, per ABC 13 Houston. What we do know is at the time of his recovery, a Good Samaritan located him unresponsive and immediately called police and 911. His mother said in a statement released that after he was found, my son Rudy is receiving the care he needs to overcome his trauma. But at this time, he is nonverbal and is not able to communicate with us. During a press conference on July 6, 2023, police said both Santana and Farious gave fake names in the interactions they had with various officers over the years. Farious' public comments have been slim to none since the day he was found outside of the church, but he has revealed select details of what happened over the 8 years when he was thought to be missing. The dark side of true crime. She never locked me in or handcuffed me or anything like that, Farious said, per ABC Houston. I had free will to leave. It just felt like brainwashing to me. It just kept confusing me, the way she would manipulate me into saying, you're going to get arrested. There have been multiple allegations of Farious being sexually abused by Santana during the 8-year period. These allegations have come from his family members as well as the Houston community activist Quanell X, who claimed that the presence of a detective Farious reported the abuse to. The police said there were no reports of SA made by Farious, per ABC Houston.
You can stop there, but I think we get the general gist. So if you guys want to look further into that story.
Well, that's a strange one for sure.
It sure is. Wow. Okay. That's really interesting. So for those of you who want to look it up, it's Rudy Farious and I believe Janie Santana. So look those up. I'll give you a minute to take a screenshot if you want.
Santana was the mom and Farious was the child that was missing for 8 years.
Yes. And Lisa gifted 1 membership. Thank you so much, Lisa. We appreciate you. That's so sweet. If you got a membership from Lisa, make sure to tell her thank you and give her a virtual hug. And then Girl Mom 2 says, I think the DA being present during the proof of life video is significant. I would agree. I would agree with you. I will say that has always stuck with me as well. So that's a really good point. Guys, I hate to say it, but Mr. E has just about lost his voice from this illness. And so he has asked that we go ahead and wrap it up for today.
And yes, we do realize he wasn't missing, but that he was reported missing and never, it was 8 years before he was found outside this church. And I guess the police identified that, but he really wasn't missing, but he was missing.
Hold on.
I'll tell you guys. Mr. E's not feeling well.
You were muted there.
Oh, sorry. Mr. E's not feeling well. So we're only at 764. as far as the likes. So if we can get those likes up with our replay crew up to 1,000, the next time we go live, we will definitely play the machete video for you.
You close it out. I'm going to step away, but thank you so much for being here. I'm just really
just
not
go ahead and
well.
pull yourself. I'll pull you
Yeah.
down. Okay. He's just really not feeling well, guys.
But thanks everybody for joining us today. We had a lot of important information to share. And if you want to see most of what we posted, you can go to At Night on their X account. They post pretty much everything that we've gone over. And also Nick the Hat has a X account as well with several posts. Also, you want to talk about Seth's live tonight in the time?
Sure. Seth will be going live tonight at 8 p.m. Central. I'll post it on our community tab once I get done here and make sure he's okay. He kind of just really over coughed himself is what happened. And so he's just not feeling well. I will give the results real quick of our poll. And I thought I would. Hold on. Where's our poll? So 62% think that he made it home after Texas Roadhouse, and 38% believe he did not. So that is the end of our poll. And let's see. And everybody is wishing Mr. E to feel better. I think he just, it's one of those things. I don't know if you guys have ever coughed like this, where you cough so hard it just hurts your vocal cords. But he is guilty of doing that quite frequently. So I know that he wouldn't leave unless he was feeling pretty bad. So I don't want to push him on that. He maybe we'll make him some soup or something, or some hot tea and honey might make him feel better. Auntie, do you have anything else?
Nope. Just tune in tonight for Seth's live at 8:00. Is that Central Time or Eastern Time?
That's Central Time. So it would be 8:00 Central. So 9:00 Eastern. He's supposed to have a special guest. Not really sure who the special guest is yet. It's my understanding that Josh is also hosting again. Let's see. Oh, Bliss Blessing says walking pneumonia is going around. Well, that could very well be. I thought
that's what you had a few weeks ago.
See, that's what, but you know what? Well, I took a Z-Pack and felt a million times better because you told me to. So, I'm wondering if would it take a month though? Because it's been about a month since I had that, right?
Yeah, it has been.
I don't know, but it just started really quickly a couple days ago, and then this cough has just been more than he can handle.
It was when you came back from your cruise.
Yeah, I know. So in October. So yeah. It's probably something else. It wouldn't have lasted around the house that long. But it's not like him to cough that hard and to water up like that. So I'm a little worried about him. So I do want to wrap that up. I have been giving him vitamin C and zinc, and I did like a little health packet for him. What's that one that you always make me take?
D3?
No, D3 too, like high doses of D3, but also the one that you tell me it's for joints. It starts with a Q, maybe.
Oh, quercetin.
Yes, quercetin. I did that for him.
It helps the zinc and D3 get into your system better. It's good with
mycoplasma. Dreaming of Blue Skies says mycoplasma pneumonia is going around. I had no idea. I know some people are getting the big C here and there, and the little C. I guess I should say, not the big C. The little C that requires people to mask up, which YouTube for some reason does not like people saying. And Lisa Campbell suggests Airborne. I love Airborne. I could drink that as a drink all day long. Benadryl, flickery foot. One Magina. I hope you feel better. Potassium is good for the joints. Good to know.
Mucinex is always good to break it up.
Yeah, he won't take. He's so bad about taking stuff because he doesn't like to feel jittery at all. But I'll get him some soup made or something. A spoon of honey would help. Absolutely, Pebbles. That's a good thought.
Elderberry's great for illness too.
Rubicon says I think it's time for Mr. E to go to the doctor. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. He's not good about that either. Oh, What's NAC? What is that?
NAC with quercetin is good. We've got NAC too. I take so many supplements. I had to eliminate.
I know
one.
it takes you a half hour to take all your supplements. I think.
Oh, it
It's
takes
so
longer than
long.
that. If I take them all together, I have a stomach ache, so I have to
Right.
spread them throughout the day.
I have to take mine with food, but elderberry, dreaming of blue skies, a Z pack. Let's see, emergency seems to help. Oh, that's a good idea. A hot toddy, says Kitty Cat. That's funny. He doesn't. He
Starbucks
doesn't
has
really
the
have a
medicine
running.
ball.
He doesn't really have a runny nose, huh?
That medicine ball from you can get it at Starbucks, and it's a tea, and it's got like stuff in it that helps with your throat. But
Okay.
my daughter gets it all the time when she doesn't feel good. But it's called a medicine ball, and they know what it is.
Okay. I'll do that. I feel so bad for him though. We've got another one who's homesick today as well. So
Aww.
yeah, a little bitty one. Who's not feeling so well today, who's kind of just hanging out.
Gotcha.
But yeah, guys, don't worry, I'll take care of him. That's kind of my job, is to make sure everybody gets well in this house. Oh, fresh squeezed lemonade sounds amazing. I could just do this all day. Maybe we should just sit around and talk about medicines with people. I love that. A shot of brandy. Well, I don't think we have brandy. We do have, what was it Mom used to give us? Or she did with me. She did like a honey mixture with lemon and whiskey, I think.
It was
Just a little bitty bit.
It was like a teaspoon.
A teaspoon of it.
With
And
a lot of honey.
That always helped. That always helped. That was an old school remedy.
Somebody said too, and I've seen these at Costco. They have they're like little ginger shots, and they're it's like supposed to help with your immunity. It's like ginger root. There's always something new coming out.
Lisa wants to know what we take. Oh, my stars. I'll tell you what I do need, Aunt E, and we don't have to talk about this online, but I want something to help me, because by the time we hit about 3 or 4 o'clock, my mind just starts to be like, I'm done for the day. I was joking with my mods yesterday, Lady Tit for Tat. I was telling her I wish I could have my brain of a 30-year-old again. So that's what I want.
I'm pretty alert all day. I don't get that fogginess usually.
I do.
I take the Z Stack, which is zinc, D3, vitamin C, and I think it's got quercetin in it. But the Z Stack is a really good one. It's on Zelenko Laboratories. I ordered that when the little C came out. That was one of the supplements they recommended for immunity, and I took that the whole time, and it was great. The Z Stack, and then I take I have RA, rheumatoid arthritis, so I take some supplements for that. I take a lot of things. Turmeric.
They're worried about you.
And
guess who's back?
Yeah,
I can't keep them away.
Well, I didn't know if you all would still be here or not.
I hadn't heard of Z Stack. Yes, Z Stack is great. I also take turmeric, and curcumin. So I take you name it, I take it.
I apologize. I think all the talking for the last few hours, it just made it where it got out of control on the coughing, and I just didn't want to gross everybody out.
Well, you can just we can go ahead and wrap it up. We were just kind of talking about remedies for you, and I was joking that maybe we should just have let's talk about our medicine channel. Well, and our supplements.
Anyway, I just want to come back anyway and just say I didn't know if you guys were still going to be going when I came back in or not, but anyway, we do appreciate everybody being here. I want to make sure everybody checks out Seth tonight if they still go with that. And did I miss anything else while I was?
No, I mean, we haven't thanked our members and subscribers and mods yet. If you'd like to do that.
Well, thank you, members and subscribers and mods. We appreciate all of the help. And
hi, CJ.
Hi, CJ. How are you? Good to catch you here. So I think today was a very good day and a big step forward. I think we're all going to be hanging on to any news that comes out over the next few days, because I know for me, if I'm one of these suspects, if I'm involved, especially if Green Hoodie is not a good actor, then they're probably terrified today if they're not. And And so we'll see what happens there. If that person gets identified over the next few days, and if that name or face or whatever gets released, we'll just see. We'll just have to see what happens. But if this would be, I think, a time. If you haven't prayed, I know a lot of you are praying for Sebastian. This might be a big time to be praying for Sebastian's safe return. I feel like we're at a critical juncture at this time. I think this could go a lot of directions. So let's all pray for a safe return for everybody involved, and especially for the kid.
And tomorrow being his birthday is another good time to remember him and pray for him and his family.
No doubt.
Aunt E, someone was asking, and I missed it. They were asking what supplements. It was Carmelita.
I take Joint Health from Dr. Osborne, and you can look it up under Dr. Osborne, or the Gluten Free Society is the website. And I take 4 of those joint pills a day. Then I take a shot of curcumin and turmeric. I got it. It's called Manna, I think, and it's a liquid. And I add it to some shakes, and I take a shake called Relive that has 1,000 vitamins in it. I take that daily, along with something that helps with gout. I don't have gout, but it helps with the joints. And it's a liquid that I take as well. I take all kinds of stuff to try to figure out the right combination to help with my RA, but I'm in a study right now. So it's a non-medicinal study to help with RA. So I could definitely share that with you if you want some more information.
And also, it looks like one of our members, Shannon Holderness, just got out of the hospital last week. Well, we hope you are feeling better, Shannon. And Jackie, yeah. And Jackie McLean was saying, I would love to be a member. Been here since day one, just don't know how. If you want to be a member, you can go to the pinned post up here at the top of chat, and it should say join the Mr. E Crime family. And you can click on that link and then follow those directions, and that should work for you. But, being a member is not a requirement. We do appreciate it because it does help us to be a member of the channel. And we appreciate our subscribers and our likes and our friends and our, we appreciate all you guys. We just have a great time with you, and we're happy. We know that you can spend your time anywhere, and we appreciate that you're spending it with us. But I do think I'm going to wrap it up because I know he doesn't feel well, and we're going to have to get him taken care of. So,
and we will be working on a Christmas trivia. Hopefully, get that in before Christmas time.
That's great.
We will. I've got to actually do my job here as soon as we get done. So as soon as I get caught up on my job because I've had to put a pin in a few things.
No doubt.
Then I will, and we'll work on that unless Auntie wants to work on it, and I can be working on my job because I need to work on my job. So yes. Anyway, you guys, we appreciate you. Have a great day. And anything else, Auntie? Everybody want to say bye?
Nope, we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, let me figure out how to do it. You guys, it's like I don't even remember how to do this every single time. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Let's see. No, that's not it. Oh, here we go. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you so much.
We remember you. We remember you. Ooh. We're still here for you. We'll shine a light for you.